Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, Ryan the Professional RGD Podcast, episode 21 here on YouTube.com. Here with the fellas. We got more joining us along the way. Think I'm going to have this one probably open to the public. So if you guys want to jump in, we'll also do the same thing. But anyway, welcome to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into these topics. It's going to be a good show as always. For those of you that just joined us, definitely hit that like button, share the video, help us get out there. We appreciate y'all for stepping in and joining us. And let's get into the show. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the panel, and we're gonna start. So go ahead, Carlos.
Yo. It's your boy Type War 87, aka Gaming by Choice, not by Trend. And yeah, man, let's get into the topics.
Foxy Games UK.
What up, everybody? You know my motto: play games, not corporations.
You already know. Okay, all right. So a lot has happened. A lot has happened here in the past couple of weeks. Lots happened. A lot of information has come out, and a lot of things were even done as well. But I guess I'll start off with something pretty interesting. I'll start off with this Walking Dead situation. That's right, little pigs. Negan is officially going to be in Tekken.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, man. It was funny.
What do you have to say about that?
Don't know where does Negan fit in the Tekken universe, but I don't know, man. It's just
My bad, Fatal. I got you, bro. But there you go. Yeah, he does.
yeah, it doesn't really catch my attention for the game. It's Negan. I love Negan. Negan is one of my favorite characters in the Walking Dead universe. But as far as like fighting game wise, what are going to be his special attacks? If it's going to be him saying little pigs, but when he does a combo, then nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know how his combo is going to work. I mean, first of all, he has a baseball bat. That's his whole motto is a baseball bat. Wouldn't it make sense for him to be in Mortal Kombat?
I know
Yeah.
how his special is gonna be, bro. I know.
What, he's going to do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
No, you're gonna do a button combo, and he's gonna turn into Dave Chappelle.
Oh man, that
I'm
would be
rich, bitch.
At this rate, I would not be surprised the way they got this damn game going. Do y'all even see this becoming the trend? Is this like really the new trend now where video game characters, well, not really video game characters, but TV show characters will be in all video games at this point?
Hey, it all depends.
All fighting games, because we saw it in Injustice, we see it in Tekken, and we see it in Mortal Kombat. So will this be the new trend where we're just seeing a bunch of like movie characters jumping in?
I don't know, man. I just hope that they don't just throw every single damn character known to man in movies just on every single fighting game. That would saturate the
Right.
just the whole scene for fighting games. Like I get the point of putting like special characters, but Geese is actually a fighting character, which was revered by so many, especially people that played Fatal Fury back in the days. Like it was just one of those iconic characters, so it made sense to actually put him in Tekken.
Mhm. Right.
But Negan, bro, out of everybody else that they could have put Negan, like I
Yeah,
still
I
don't.
don't understand where they came up. Like that's where I don't understand the thought process that goes behind Negan.
Yeah, that's
Negan.
that's
Like
that's where I'm lost.
that's something I would expect from NetherRealm.
Yeah,
I thought NetherRealm be all over that. Like, okay, Negan, he's in the game. Bring Negan in here. But you know what's sad about NetherRealm? Out of all the characters they've added into that game so far, they never thought about introducing Spawn.
yeah, and that would have been a great addition to that.
Where's Spawn? Yeah, can you imagine that cape and shit being used as a fatality?
Come on,
Wasn't
man.
wasn't
Boo-hoo.
Spawn wasn't Spawn in Soul Calibur though? As
Yeah,
an Xbox
correct.
Yeah, he
exclusive?
was
Yeah,
Soul Calibur.
yeah. Back in the days of when we had the almighty Soul Calibur wars. Oh, Spawn is better. No. Hashimishima's better. Listen, both characters were great, man. I played both versions.
Was it exclusive to Xbox 360? If I remember.
No,
Spawn?
actually, it was for the OG Xbox, the first gen Xbox.
Was it
Soul
exclusive
Calibur.
though?
Exclusive, yes, to that side of the platform.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. You know.
Because Sony had Heihachi Mishima and Akuma, if I could recall.
Right, right. So yeah, that's understandable. That's definitely understandable. Not really surprised. Not really surprised by that at all. Not in the least. If that was going to happen, but you know, with all these characters, because last like special character Soul Calibur had, right? Wasn't it like Ezio? Ezio was in Soul Calibur, and
Yeah.
there was one more person. I think it was Darth Vader and Yoda.
They had Darth Vader. They had Yoda. Damn, they had a couple of slew of like out of the Soul Calibur universe characters, but I think the best one for me was using Darth Vader, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Just the force, use the force choke, just grab people and just do like infinite combos. It was fun to play those, especially that Soul Calibur.
Right, right. Absolutely. I definitely agree. You know, looking at how things are going though, I mean it's crazy. Like it's going to get a lot better, I can see probably, but at the same time, it just seems like they're going to be reaching at this point. I didn't even know Fatal was in here. What's up, Fatal?
What up, man?
What's up?
Fatal, what's up, my brother?
But
What up,
Negan,
Bear?
I guess if you leave it at that.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, good. Yeah, but Negan, if I just leave Negan at that, is he worth the is he worth it?
It depends.
Investment of including it into the game. Because I'll tell you right now, at this rate, they might as well throw in all Walking Dead characters.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I don't feel that he's an appropriate character for the series. Like it's still, I would have to see some actual gameplay from Negan as a character within the game just to give a proper acceptance per se to say that that he does belong in the Tekken universe. But I mean, he's very limited. He's not a very, I mean, mentally he's a very conniving character. Like he will make you, do things to his perspective. But as far as like fights, I mean, come on, you almost got killed by Rick.
Speaking of Rick, this is last season, so for everybody saying they did it for the popularity reason, I do buy that, but the popularity is about to die down quickly after Rick gets killed off this season.
Yeah. Let me just say something. Carlos Ortega. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter who they put in Tekken. I'm just bored of that game. I haven't enjoyed it since PlayStation 2.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty much. Like, I haven't played the last Tekken, to be honest with you guys. The last Tekken that I played was on the PS2, and it was on Tekken 5. That was the last one that I actually... And I still own it, and I still play it from time to time. But as far as, like, the other iterations, I have not touched not even one single... this gen at all.
Agreed. What was I about to say for this one right here? Did y'all hear about the Venom movie being PG-13?
Yeah, it kind of sucks, man.
So does that kill your hype? Does that tone down?
What, you were actually expecting that movie to be R-rated?
Yeah, man.
You would think they would go
Hell no, dude.
Talking about, I mean, this is Venom. Venom is a lethal character. That's why a lot of people thought it was going to be rated R. But then again, it does make sense they go PG-13. I mean, not every
younger audience.
Yeah, not every developer or producer, is going to go the Logan route. You know what I'm saying? Like Wolverine belonged rated R. Like that's just how.
Yeah, but do the kids really know much about Venom though? Let's be honest. Isn't Venom more for like the 20, 30, 40 somethings? Like the kids are more like Venom's not relevant to them. Venom's only becoming relevant now because a movie's being made, but he's not being the most relevant character for kids.
Yeah, not really. Not in reality.
The PG thing though makes sense to me. It should have been like Batman, the Christian Bale Batman, more serious. It should have had a more serious tone.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna include him and whatnot, at least do it right. You know what I'm saying? But don't do that shit where remember how Doc Ock was first. Like, remember how we were all hyped for Doc Ock when he was on screen? Remember how amazing he looked in CGI and all that with the Sam Raimi films? At least do it like right. That's all we really care about. We don't necessarily care that much about the rating as long as the character is done.
Now, for all my comic book fans and for everybody that has followed Venom, pretty much Venom is like one of the most violent characters in Marvel's history. He has decapitated the crap out of Asgardians in Asgard, bro.
Yeah.
like literally just went on a killing spree in Asgard. And for them to make it a PG-13, yes, it's understandable because you want a younger audience to know more about
Don't expect
Venom.
blood.
But if anybody knows the backstory to the actual symbiote suits or the symbiotes, they're actually part of the void in the universe. They have somebody that actually created them, which was Null, and he was like before all the entities in the universe. He's like the original entity of just nothingness.
Right.
So, like with the backstory, with everything that is being included, I mean, you can't expect much. Marvel, well,
Yeah,
Disney.
I don't know. I guess it's just the certain scenes that we've seen so far. Remember, like he's like in the drugstore and he says, "We are Venom." He goes in the bite the dude's face.
Yeah, we're gonna bite. I'm gonna bite your. We're gonna bite your face off, your
I'm
arms.
guessing they're gonna cut to black or some shit like that. They're probably gonna cut to black or do something weird when he does shit like that. That's probably their way out of the blood or whatnot. Now the Messiah has joined us. What's up, Messiah?
Yo,
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hello, Craig.
I agree, Gregory
What's
Valentine.
Black Order has brought the Messiah back to where he belongs. She's been running away.
Nah, his church is getting ready to close soon.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Fonzarelli?
What's up, Vance? But it being PG-13. What you think about that, Craig? Venom
makes sense if it is. They Sony, they're filming Far From Home right now. That's the last movie that they have to do with Marvel. So if they want to put then Tom Holland and the two Toms, they said they want to work with each other. So you can expect in the Venom sequel to probably see Peter Parker. So because they do not at this point, Sony does not have to keep him with Marvel. They probably will because it's beneficial to everybody. But they may say, okay, we're going to put him in this and put him in our Spider-Man universe because do you not know they have access to over 800 characters because they have the Spider-Man IP. So so they're going to do
a lot of milking coming out of fucking film Hollywood now, man, with that shit.
Well, they can create their own verse, their own Spider-Verse. Like I said, they're doing a Silk movie. They're going to do a Craven movie. So that's done. I mean, they're writing those right now. So Silk will be very interesting. Silk can battle Miles Morales. You can still put Peter Parker in there. So they got a lot of places they can go. But PG-13, makes sense. Makes sense to keep it right there.
You hear about Negan? What's your thoughts on Negan being included as a fightable or a playable character in Tekken?
Trash.
I just like as soon as I heard little pigs, I'm like, you motherfuckers! No, you did not.
It's nice to
did not. Like people were hyped. Others was like scratching their head, like, how does he fit in their lore?
I really don't understand.
That's how I was saying. I was like, how does he fit into that particular lore? It makes more sense for him to be in Mortal Kombat.
Bro, it's like putting putting Mr. Rogers in Mortal Kombat.
Let's fucking go, bro.
I mean, this way, I was like, that'd be funny. That'd be some funny shit. I swear to God, if
he would be my main right there, dude.
No, if NetherRealm legit cashed in on the hype and put in Venom in the next Mortal Kombat DLC,
that'd be fucking dope.
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be some crazy shit if they did that.
Well, as far as in the Spider-Man game or just in a fighting game?
No, in their actual fighting game, in their Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
well, when is
that's fine. Yeah, I just don't know what this movie's going to do. I really hope it does well. So far, and yes, the effects are about 65% done. And for everybody who wants to know, they're about 65% done.
Yeah,
but I really hope it
gets the Almighty. What's up?
Me and Fonzarelli's concern. I remember he made a tweet about that. Remember that tweet you made, Fonz, about the eyes for Venom? They looked a little weird in the first trailer we saw, and then they fixed that, telling us that basically they move with his emotions. So they did get the eyes right. So the eyes were definitely done right. So that's good to see with Venom.
It still looks better CGI than Black Panther. No offense there, Craig, but that Black Panther movie, it was good in its own right, yes. But goddamn, that CGI was fucking horrendous in that movie, man.
Oh God, I'm about to say Ejecto, but I don't want to do it. But
Hey, no. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but to be fair, I mean, people would like to have fucking, proper eye so you can see that the CGI in that movie was.
I mean, there is one particular scene I do see the CGI. Well, I mean, good chunk of the scenes are shot in black too. You notice, like when they're
Jesus Christ, but it looks so bad.
They did it in like a black environment, like when they're falling into the Wakandan facility. You remember that, Craig? When he like tackles Killmonger and shit.
Yeah,
they fight there, and then obviously when he breaks up the little I forgot the smugglers. The smugglers, that was also a thing they did in black. So, but it was her first time. If I'm not mistaken, it was her first time ever doing CGI. She did good for her first time. I ain't really want shit on it because it was a good movie. It had a good message.
Yeah.
That was the point behind Black Panther. Black Panther really is like, you don't understand. People talk about the CGI, but they fail to realize the importance of that movie. Like they don't understand how big of an impact it has made on the
I tell people when they landed their craft in the middle of Oakland.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna give the people who have the lead the approach to the best technology. That's gonna elevate it. So, but yeah, that was the true message of that movie.
Yeah.
So,
and it's crazy because that movie has a lot of shit, going with it. But the message that they sent, was that no country should not get themselves involved. Especially they got the resource like Wakanda. Wakanda was being selfish. That was their whole thing. Because Wakanda, y'all don't understand. Wakanda can cure diseases in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
With the technology they have, they were able to cure somebody's paralysis within like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that T'Chaka line in the comic book. When he said you all could have cured all these diseases, but you decided to treat people.
Decided to just sat back and just let it happen and laugh and scoff at them and something like that. It's like, yeah, and that's what they want to do. That's why they sitting here, that's what he said. Really, and that's why a lot of people sympathize with Killmonger. Nobody wanted to see Killmonger, go. They wanted him to stay as at least be redeemed.
Oh, well, he was unredeemable.
But he wasn't unredeemable.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Craig. Don't worry. People are going to see a whole lot more Killmonger.
Oh yeah, they will. But what's cool about that movie though is just the symbolism. Like he's always entrapped everywhere he goes. You think about it. Even when he saw his father, he was still entrapped in that room. He was not free like T'Challa.
Yeah, it was more involved.
Yeah, he was
no matter what. Yeah, he was trained. He was trained by the CIA. There's nothing to redeem at that point. He thought he could get those weapons out and Doctor Strange not do something about it. Mm-hmm. That's what I tell people. I'm like, man, look, you do know Doctor Strange would have stopped everything and just pushed everything back to where it was going to be in the first place. So, exactly. But
not only saying can they cure cancer? Yes, they have the resource to cure that.
Yeah, they can cure almost every disease, but they're an either or society. There is no gray. And that did not come through in the movie. If you read the comic books, they really don't, because they're so dependent on technology. They have lost part of their humanity. Yep. So, that's where T'Chaka was at. Even when he got killed in Civil War. Spoiler alert: he was opening up their borders. Then he was
he was setting that up, and he was killed in action during the speech.
Correct. So all T'Challa did was he came down on where his father was heading. But you're right about the messages. Every time that T'Challa is in a scene with the general, with Okoye and with Nakia, they're red, black, and green, red, black, and green, red, black, and green, Pan-African color. A lot of people are not going to catch that. I did.
I caught on to it. To that movie, especially when Killmonger first is introduced and he's at the museum.
Yeah.
And, the girl keeps giving them eyes. I'm like, are they trying to touch on the stereotype? Because I deal with that shit on a regular basis. Motherfucker look at you like you about to steal some shit. Like they really doing this shit all the time. I'm like, damn, they caught on to it. So they definitely had a lot of shit going on.
The thing in that was that you had a white person trying to tell a black person about
their culture. Yeah, about their own culture.
That's the message in that scene. They have no ability to tell us what our culture is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what us black people got out of that scene. And other people, they may have heard what Killmonger said, but that's not the message of that scene. I've said to people before, that movie, you're right, Ryan. There were so many messages in that movie. It just went over a lot of people's heads.
It really was. But they did a good job with it. They did a good job with that one.
It made $1 billion.4 or something like that dollars. So yeah,
it's good. And you know, it was even more refreshing before I get back to this gaming talk. You notice how we now have more African American kids with a new role model in their life. You know, we're talking about more African American heroes, and that's what they really need to. You know,
go further than that.
They need more diversity in that too. So it's good to see.
Pull Disney footage, not the interruption. I'm sorry, but this is important. I say this. When he got unveiled at Disney, they had Dora Milaje down there. There were white girls wanting to cut their hair off to look like them.
Damn, really? Oh shit.
Fuck?
Did y'all like before I go, you remember T'Chaka's his father's like his Black Panther suit? Remember how he had the robe and like the royal look onto his suit? You think they should have kept that look for T'Challa? I ain't gonna lie, that shit went hard. I was like, yo, it's gold. It looks prestigious. It looks just dope the way he looked. But I don't know, maybe in the future when he comes when he sits on the throne, you never know.
Nah, the main thing with T'Challa, he doesn't want to, because a lot of people didn't grasp on his own analogy of what he wanted to do as well. But T'Challa wanted to break away from the old traditional, Wakandian ideology. And that's where the whole, bridging the gap is actually going to conclude in the next couple of films.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
Okay.
That's going to
get back on that. This gaming talk because that's just funny. It's a lot. We go on for day because that's all.
Hey, put me to sleep.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
You just suck. You just suck.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, sorry, I don't care for Marvel characters, man.
EA is added again. I know Foxy didn't see it. Did you, Foxy?
What's that?
Did you see this right here with EA? Because they're at it again, and it's pretty sad.
What's up with EA?
Okay. So this is involving. Excuse me. This is involving Star Wars Battlefront. EA now has a moral compass system in place to give developers the right guidance. Now, my thing is this. Why is this even being mentioned when there is nothing that can be fixed for this game? How can you give them the right guidance when you already guided them to this?
Because you know what?
And you know what's even worse than that? The DLC and the microtransactions that a lot of us thought were not or were down, they're officially back up pretty much.
Do you know something? EA,
cosmetics.
EA messes up so much. It's not even worth. It's not. They're not even a headline anymore. They've been messing up forever.
Yeah.
It's like hearing that EA messed up is like hearing that someone got shot in Chicago. It's just not even news anymore.
Right. I don't understand EA. I don't understand the thought process behind EA. It's like EA, they'll say something one day, right, and then they'll flip flop and do something the other. I don't understand this shit. I really don't. Like people like this. The same thing goes for people who defend like Madden and whatever installations they come out with for their games. It's like they'll add one thing, but they'll just rehash the rest. They don't never fix it. Nothing gets fixed from EA.
It's because EA doesn't give a shit, dude, and consumers are fucking retarded buying their products year in and year out.
Remember, EA was behind some of the best games back in the day. You remember Nightfire?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was my shit back as a kid. I mean,
Nightfire was god tier, bro.
That was god tier.
Everything or nothing. Don't ignore everything or nothing too as well. Everything or nothing was another goddamn James Bond game that was fucking fantastic.
And you know what's so funny though? I still have the original disc for Everything or Nothing, and I play it as well.
Exactly,
dude. That game is fucking sick.
I'm telling you, that's one of the better games. And the sad part is, it looks like we'll never get another caliber game like that from EA. They're too busy throwing microtransactions into everything. Anthem, as pretty as that game looks, and as happy as I am for that game, I don't believe that game will even be a fraction of what we're seeing.
You're happy for Anthem, Ryan?
I'm happy for Anthem. I
feel sorry for you.
I'm looking forward to buying that, but unfortunately, it looks like that game is not going to be shit.
Yeah,
that game is going to be shit.
It's not going to be anything. Pay to win aspects.
Yo, all I gotta say, man.
They'll start locking, mechs behind paywalls.
No, and then on top of that, I have to, I'm just gonna have to point this out real quick. Like both EA and Activision, they need to get off that high horse. I know I'm just like one in a million of a person in this whole calamity, but they need to get out of that high horse. Not everybody wants to pay to win for every single game that they pay for. Not everybody wants that. They just want a game. They just want to play the game for its contents, not for what, for how fast you can obtain these items, or better yet, why even introduce microtransactions in a $60 video game?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. If you need to make an Ultimate Edition or whatever, like where it's $80, you get everything, fine. That's understandable. Ain't nobody got no problem doing it, especially if it's a multiplayer heavy game. But for the single player games to even have this shit, it's just going to get ridiculous.
Yeah, look at Shadow of
Well,
War.
you know why, right?
Oh, look
why?
Last of Us. Remember how good The Last of Us Online was?
Yeah, but they also threw in microtransactions and weapons behind a paywall.
Yeah, that weapon pack bricked the game for me, especially with that crossbow.
Yeah,
I did not like that crossbow. You get hit.
But
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say real quick. I think partially, and I'm probably going to get ridiculed for this, but here where I'm going with this. Honestly, I think a lot of the shift in the blame outside from third parties, but we're also to blame on it too as well, because we're the ones that don't want to pay more than $60 for an investment game, and we are the ones that are trying to get these devs to make more bigger budget titles.
Right. Okay.
At the same time, like you got to see it from the business perspective. The business perspective of the practices that they're trying to do. Yes, it's understandable. These devs need money, but at the same time, like, come on. If I'm paying $60, let me just have my $60 content.
Right.
And then if you want to add on DLC, which is also microtransaction based purchases, then so be it. But don't make that DLC lock content. Like as soon as I purchase that content for that pricing, I want to be able to use my content. I should not be locked by any progressional or any requirements to do so.
What you think, Fox?
I think the whole paying to unlock parts of the game either quickly or out of some sneaky, shady way of them like milking you for money is the equivalent of going into a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Ordering a meal, a 3-course meal, and you can have the starter, but you're gonna have to pay extra. I mean, it's all in front of you, but you're gonna have to pay per fucking meal. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to pay for your starter, you have to pay for your main course, pay for your dessert. Right. So instead of just buying it all once, it's like they're milking you. They put it in front of you because that's the carrot, isn't it? That's the carrot. They have to put you in the game as well, get you hooked. That's why something like that can only work online, because online people establish communities, people have their regular friends that they play with online. So that shit could only fly online. And although it doesn't affect me because I'm rarely playing online, I'm a very old school single player kind of guy.
Right.
If I go online, it's just to talk and play the game at the same time, but I'm not really trying to achieve nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't play competitively online, so it don't affect me, but I still feel it for those people who it does affect, because as a gamer, I don't like it.
I understand. I definitely understand. What's up, all day? What's going on, my brother? Okay. Good insight. Good insight on that. Good. Now, this is where it gets even more funny from EA. Now, they go from saying they have a moral compass system in their game, and then they come out with this statement right here. Now, this statement is by far one of the funniest shits I've heard all day. But this is what they believe, and I'm pretty sure you heard of this, Craig. But the EA exec says that consoles will be inside smart TVs in 10 years. Frostbite will support user-generated content.
User-generated content. That word fucking creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah. In smart TVs, it will be. They're right. People gotta just get over themselves, and that's what's going to be happening. And that's why do you think Microsoft is setting up a streaming service? I mean, damn. So it's just more indications that this is where it's headed. And Get yourselves a PC, people. I don't know what to say to people anymore, man.
Why are people so gullible though? Just because they say this is what we think's going to happen, it kind of brainwashes people into kind of being resistant to it, but then slowly accepting it. Just because they tell you doesn't mean it has to be. Just because Microsoft says, "Oh, the future is in subscriptions like Game Pass," just because Sony tell you PlayStation Now is the future, just because EA tell you and Ubisoft tell you that we're getting consoles are dying and it's all going to be streaming and service based, doesn't mean it has to be. I mean, we're the fucking consumers. We're the ones who decide what happens. But because people are too busy arguing over which console's got more fucking pixels on screen.
Did it sound like a gunshot in the background where you said these fucking people you just shot something like you motherfuckers.
all right, Foxy. So can I do this for you? Bang, bang, bang.
Oh no.
It's true though, man. People are so divided over the most stupid, insecure things. My box is better. Multiplats are better than exclusives. Or exclusives are better than multiplats. Oh, my console's quieter than your console. Oh, my console's more special edition than your. Like, get the fuck out of here. While you're all bickering, while everyone's bickering, the industry is fucking you from behind while you're all bickering.
And that's pretty much the whole state of this whole gaming community. My fellow brothers, like, people fail to acknowledge. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love trolling people on Twitter.
Oh, I've seen that.
I know Craig knew I was going to touch on this because he saw my last stream. I knew he knew I was going to touch on this. So let's get into this damn Spider-Man bullshit.
Hold on,
more Spider-Man talk.
Spider-Man bullshit.
Wait a minute. Can I break some news? Shout out to
Go ahead. What's up, man? Whatever.
Red Dead Redemption 2, according to IGN, shout out to Matt's Gaming, it's going to be 4K on both the Xbox X and the PlayStation Pro. And his comment section, they are going effing crazy over there. I mean, they're in.
Bro, and it doesn't really matter whether it plays 4K.
I know. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's so shout out to Rockstar if they were able to get 4K, whether it's checkerboarded or dynamic. If they were able to do that, shout out to them. I want to congratulate Rockstar and for taking that extra time.
Was there any doubt though that Rockstar was going to deliver?
Well, just again, you're right.
That's already a common given.
But if we're gonna rip into companies for BS, let's give them a hand when they take their time to do it right. Yeah, that's all. So, but ultimately, shout out to Rockstar for doing that.
Craig,
yes,
let me just say something for Ryan. Let me say something for Ryan. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
I'm watching your YouTube live stream and I'm looking at the chat, and I can see 78 people watching, but only 26 people have hit the like button. People, one, hit the like button, man. Deal with it, man. Deal with the matter. 1, 2. Come, man. Show the man some love, man. Show the man some love.
Yeah, man. Show the love, man.
Hey, Fonz, you home? If you home, I'll send you an invite. You can definitely.
Ryan gave out free smoke a couple hours ago, so everybody needs to hit that like button.
Show the man some love, man. Come on now. If you're here, you might as well hit the like button because you like you're here, so you must like something about it.
Yeah, man. Now when we only keeping it real with everybody in this panel, man. Like that's the best part about this.
YouTube, man. Hey, let me know. I'll see this, but going from this shit, okay, going from this whole drama with Spider-Man. Did y'all saw the gameplay for Red Dead, right? So I don't need to recap it. We all saw the gameplay.
Yeah, I watched the video.
It was a little bit of gameplay, but nevertheless,
it was good.
It was all gameplay. You fuck.
Good
Craig, I swear to God, dude, man, you really need to understand what gameplay is and fucking cinematics is, bro.
They showed gameplay.
That's funny coming from the dude who hyped a game that was 90% water and 0%.
Which one? Sea of Thieves? But at least Sea of Thieves was all in game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Fonz, it's beautiful, but it's still a cowboy generic game. That's just the way
well, the majority of the actual trailers was in game, but there were a lot that was cinematic.
Let's wait for it to come out and see what it looks like. It's got a lot of stuff in it. at least from the early stuff that they showed. So they're going to unveil. They said some more. So I have to wait for them to unveil some more. So, but yeah, them riding on their horses. That was just part of their cinematic. That's fine. But I like the gunplay.
Yeah, the gunplay
looks really, really good. Very seamless.
Yeah, it looks seamless. I like the what's it called, Dead Eye or Dead Shot. That was so
Dead Shot, bitch.
Dead Shot, Dead Eye. I thought it was Dead Eye because it was Dead Eye in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so shout out to them. It looks like they did that, and just give them credit. And I'm waiting on the game, and hopefully it does what people think it's going to do.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not too much of a cowboy-esque kind of person. I like Westerners. I like watching old Westerners on TV, not playing them, because sometimes they do get boring. A little bit. Just a little bit, not too much.
Oh, snap. We got some fraudery up in here, right?
Oh, no.
Ain't no fraudery.
You like that movie, honest.
We got
Somebody mentioned, they said, oh, it looks boring, though. Okay, let me ask you, those of you that think it looks boring, did you like Red Dead Redemption at all?
Oh, the first game was a masterpiece in its own right.
First game was okay.
There's nothing boring about this trailer at all.
AJ Fonz, you know Rise already did it, right? Rise.
You're right about that, because when I was watching this gameplay trailer, I kept thinking, man, why the fuck did they copy Rise? Rockstar, you two?
Oh, shit.
No, but seriously, though, I mean, this game, I mean, just look at the attention to detail that Rockstar has put into this
game. The mud as well.
It's not just that. When you look at the game, when you see Arthur Morgan riding his horse across, there's a scene where he's riding on a ledge, and behind him you see a beautiful backdrop of a river and mountains and everything. Here's the difference between this game looking that good and, say, a more linear game like Rise of the Tomb Raider or whatever. As good as that looks, you can actually go to those mountains. You can actually go to that river. That's what sets this apart from all these other bullshit titles that, they may have a glossy, polished look. But this game's got that, and it's got the mechanics. It's got the depth. You can go there. You can do that. That's the difference here.
That too, and Fonz, let's not forget. The hair follicles on Shadow of the Tomb Raider look like utter shit compared to Red Dead Redemption. That's what I gotta point out.
Hair follicles.
Well, hey, all you got to do is look at Arthur Morgan's arms, right? Arthur's arms are covered in hair, right? People that up, and then other hair, among other hair, they were bringing up with the balls on the horse.
I gotta be honest. It's getting harder and harder to impress me. But Red Dead Redemption 2 looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I got hit up by several people that didn't like the first one or didn't get into it, mind you. They didn't play it, but it's
a slow burner. That's why some people ain't got patience. I understand where people are going with that. Some games are open world and they don't really get going until you get or halfway through.
Yeah,
it wasn't until I got to Mexico, that I heard that, when you're on the raft and the guy's playing the guitar and singing in the background.
Yes.
Right.
That's when my blood started pumping. I'm thinking, I was enjoying it up until that point. Don't get me wrong, but I can see why people might think it's a slow burner, because I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood's his old movies like A Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That's a classic, man.
I will watch those movies and then I will play Red Dead Redemption. Trust me.
But here's the thing, Foxy. You're right about that. But at the same time, I understand there's people out there like OBJ who's not into the whole Western setting and everything, and they just don't want to play those games, and that's fine. That's cool with me.
Man, OBJ don't like anything though.
But technically, if you take out the premise and the backdrop, if you remove the set, what's the difference between Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Horizon Zero Dawn? They all follow the same trope. The only difference is you've got a different set in the background. That's the only difference.
But here's the difference. you can jump into GTA and just mess around all you want and do all kinds of crazy mayhem stuff. You've got all kinds of advanced tech, cars, everything else in that game. Whereas in Red Dead, you don't. And that's the problem. A lot of people try to play Red Dead Redemption like a Grand Theft Auto game, and you can't Grand Theft Auto that game. You can't do it. It's a different animal. It's more about the depth.
Ways they can do it. It just probably won't be the exact same, like an exact copy. But there are ways they can do it, Fonz.
Well, no.
I kind of meant from the mechanics.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And there's things you can do. You can hunt. You can play poker. You can do things like that. But it's still not on the same level as Grand Theft Auto, whereas people can cause just utter mayhem in there.
Oh yeah, and buy like flying cars and shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to understand, Red Dead Redemption is more about the depth in the single player narrative and everything. It's more about getting immersed into that world and everything. And if you're not into that setting, you're just not going to get as immersed as say I would, because I like that setting.
What's your name, dude? What's your name, dude? What's your name?
Who?
Jay Fonzarelli. That's his name.
The guy with the speaking. The guy with the smooth voice. What's your name?
Jay Fonz.
Hey, Fonz, I'm Fox. How you doing? Listen, I understand what you're saying. I suppose with the Western genre, you've got to really be into the genre, because there are some periods in time that I'm not interested in playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like historically speaking, there are some periods in time that I'm just not interested in playing.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't care about that part of history. I don't care.
Okay, case in point, World War I. World War II. I don't like those games. They're just to me, the guns are just terrible. I don't enjoy them that much. I can enjoy them for a little while and then I get bored very quickly. And a lot of other people get bored with Red Dead Redemption for the same reasons. You know, they're just not into that time period or that setting. For me, I like Westerns. You know, I like watching movies, you know, that are Western based and stuff. So I'm into this genre. So I can see why some people don't like it, obviously, but you just look at the game and be objective and say, this Rockstar game puts a lot of linear games to shame. It makes them look like total crap.
So would you say now I think you were here when we said like sales expectations. I think we all agreed that it probably won't do as like crazy well as GTA, but
of course not. No.
But you think it'll do well? Like
I think it'll do at least 10 million.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna even get anywhere near Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
No way. Even Rockstar know that.
Always in the top 10.
Yeah, that's why they're always going to have Grand Theft Auto sitting there. They're going to keep releasing material for that game because, come on, it's a cash cow at this point.
The money they make from Grand Theft Auto, they can afford for all the other games to flop. It doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. Let me get to this message real quick. I didn't even see this. Thank you, Trey. I didn't see that. But shout out to Harry Hom for the super chat. He said Red Dead Redemption 2 equals horse treatment simulator. Great show, people. That's what he said. Thank you for that.
Yeah, some people just don't care for the game. And that's cool. I mean, it showed with the Red Dead Redemption. I mean, it didn't sell a lot of copies.
The first, my problem with the first Red Dead Redemption is just the opening. To be fair, it really is slow. It starts off really slow.
It sounds like Joe Rogan. I was trying to think, who does Font sound like to me?
You're helping Mrs. Miller, with her farm or whatnot. You're herding the cattle, and then that's pretty much it. You're grabbing some horses and. All of a sudden you can do bounties.
That's funny, Foxy. I used to host a mixed martial arts podcast for a couple of years, so that's hilarious.
You sound like Joe Rogan. You sound like you've been on one and you're on a podcast while you're on one.
Oh man,
that herbal remedy shit.
One, yeah.
Maybe we should get Joe Rogan on the RGT podcast one of these days and just talk about MMA as well.
I would love to have him on here. Hey, he's cool. Cool as hell.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking forward to seeing Brock Lesnar lose again. But whatever.
Garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Fonz, what you thought about that Dillashaw versus Garbrandt?
Wasn't surprised, to be honest.
Look, he's got Garbrandt's number, man.
That's not surprised.
He dissected Garbrandt's.
One fight I was shocked by was Stipe versus Cormier.
The But the problem with Garbrandt is the fact that he fights too much on emotion, and you can't fight like that. Yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Pretty much.
So what did y'all think of the 500 million PS4 Pro special edition?
I wish I had the extra money right now to buy that bitch, because I would literally pre-ordering
that up. Shout out to a few people who tweeted this out. I'm gonna shout out Casey because she was one of the few people I saw retweet this, so I got it. But shout out to her. Let me go ahead and show this.
It's good.
I don't care about the console, but I want the controller.
Yeah.
Nah, I want everything. Damn it!
Nah, I don't. I'm not buying another PS4 Pro, man.
Let's do a little rundown of this console.
I give Sony too much money. They ain't getting another money for PS4 Pro.
Nah, for me, it would be actually an upgrade, because I haven't even upgraded to the Pro.
Oh wow, go for it then. Go for it.
Yeah. But to do a little rundown of the 500 million PS4, it's on the screen, as you all can see. The 500 PS4 is to celebrate over 500 million PlayStation 4 sold worldwide across the PS1.
Congrats to Sony for that.
3 and 4. Now, this particular console has a gold trim. As you can clearly see, it is see-through, very similar to the controller, which is like a clear, like the dark blue controller, which, tell you the truth, they should sell that controller by itself.
They are.
That controller needs to be sold by itself. That
no, they are. They've already confirmed, and it's not special edition. The controller isn't limited. Anyone can buy the controller.
You might have to cop that, but that controller is flames. Also, the camera is also see-through. So that is dope. Yeah, the camera is also see-through.
You know, when I look at this bundle, I can't help but think, you know, this is the PS4. This is the PS4 Connect Edition, you know?
Yeah, I had that
for a camera.
Really did feel it had those same kind of vibes at front. It was like, yo, the Xbox One was 500. It came with the camera, the controller, came with the headset, all that, and that's pretty much the same thing that's included here. But this one, I mean, to be fair though, Fonz, it is to celebrate something. It's basically for those hardcore collectors. That's why they made 50,000.
Yeah, they're not doing it for money. They're not doing it to make a whole bunch of sales, because 50,000 isn't going to do it.
It would have been a whole bunch. They wouldn't say limited supply like 50,000.
It looks really nice, honestly. I think it looks great, but
it does. But like the Spider-Man console, I'm not buying another Pro. I bought the Pro. I bought 2 Pros already. One was for me, one was for someone else. I'm not giving them no more money, man.
It's sad though, because the last one of the last consoles after the Spider-Man one, which looks really good too, but it was the I think it was the God of War edition, right? God of War didn't really have that great of an edition in terms of the console look.
It looked more original than Spider-Man.
Oh God! But
I'm sorry. I'm just fucking clowning, man. I'm just clowning people.
I know you are, because you're a clown.
Do you know what? God of War is so good. It didn't need anything special to go with it.
Yeah, that's how I felt when they did the iteration of the God of War edition console. I was like, wait, why? The game itself, the presentation of the game is actually made the game that much more appealing to the consumer. Because I had people asking me, especially here in my job, like, yo, have you played God of War? Do you got God of War? I was like, yeah, I have it. I played it. Like, what about the console? Do you guys like the console? They was like, nah, not so much the console. I just like the game. So it really wasn't really something that people were actually hyped about. But with this console and then the Spider-Man console, like, I'm really debating on myself and my bank account just to buy
trading time. Trading. Do you know what's funny? Carlos? I'll tell you what's funny. I saw on my Twitter feed all this BS about, God of War one and done game. No one's going to be talking about it after a few days once they finish it, because it's the single player. 4 months later, we're still talking about God of War, and it's getting an update on the 20th of August. New game plus. Eat it and die.
That's because it's the best game of this generation. Period.
It's definitely one of those. I mean, you saw the secret ending, right, Fonz?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that ending alone just should have everybody talking. The next.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Yesterday that after playing God of War, and as much as I love Red Dead Redemption, I it's going to be hard for, like, say, Red Dead 2 to overtake God of War, in my opinion, because God of War is just such a phenomenal game. Everything from the story to the gameplay, the mechanics, the fighting in that game is just it's unmatched. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
and this is what I said to my my viewers a long time ago. But back when like, I know you still hear the rumors. I think we all still hear the rumors, right, about Rocksteady making a Superman game.
Mm-hmm.
The Superman.
I want to actually see that happen. I really hope we got that. I really want to see that happen.
I got one question though.
Fights need to be very similar to how you fight the Stranger in God of War.
Nah, you know what? I just got one question for that Superman game.
Yeah.
How many rings are we going to fly through in that game?
Amen, brother. Amen. There's probably going to be like some Easter egg in the game or something like that. This game actually does exist. You know, there's going to be an Easter egg with rings in it somewhere.
You know what?
Yeah, like a time trial race. I can see it happening, like a flight simulator. Try to see how.
You know, the sad thing is, though, but here's the sad thing about Superman 64 is that most people that played that game never can get past the first 3 parts of the ring section, man, because there actually is a game after that, believe it or not.
Yeah, like Star Fox.
They did it for
right.
You know what people are forgetting? Oh, sorry, am I talking over someone? Go ahead.
You go, bro. You go.
Sorry, bro. The thing that I'm really considering is, with Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out in November, Spider-Man drops just like, is Red Dead out in November? Yeah, it's November, right?
Yeah.
October.
Okay, Spider-Man's going to carry a lot of momentum. Spider-Man, people are still going to be playing and talking about Spider-Man right up to and perhaps overlapping Red Dead Redemption 2. So I wonder how that works out.
Well, see, my thoughts on that is that Spider-Man has more universal appeal.
Facts.
Marvel, the movies are so, big for many people of all ages. You've got big Spider-Man fans. Just got so much going for Spider-Man. If this game is actually really good, I think this thing could outsell Red Dead. I mean, easy, because of the universal appeal, if it's good.
And not only that, Fonz, like, we haven't had a proper Spider-Man in how many years?
And we haven't had a great Spider-Man ever. A great Spider-Man.
So this is the.
Well, hold on. What about Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube and fucking in Xbox and PS2 and whatnot?
Yeah.
That game is legit.
Those were good. Those were good, but this one.
Here's the thing. Well, a lot of people,
not unto the level of this one. No, I mean, this one is going to be fucking incredible in its own right. But
what's synonymous?
Yeah, but also 20 years. How many years has passed since then? Though, like 10, 15 years has passed since.
A long time, Fox. A long time, buddy.
Yeah, long time. But what's very synonymous with a lot of these Spider-Man games is that they had a lot of cheap development behind them. A lot of these devs made them like cheap cash grabs. Like if you compare it to the first one for the PlayStation 1, that one was well done. And you go up, you had the one for the PlayStation 2 with the first movie. That one was okay, right? But then when you got the Spider-Man 2, that would end up being the better one for just the actual web slinging, how you go through the city for a long time until now. And then you look at, like the other ones from, let's see, Shattered Dimensions, which was all right. But shit just went left, man. Cash grabs. Nobody took Spider-Man seriously. Now that Spider-Man has actual legit, actual attention towards the development, actual love and care into this game.
Yeah.
You got more people talking about it. And I said the same thing. More people, like, the way people are acting like towards this Spider-Man game would be the same way people would act like a Halo game if Bungie said they were coming back and 343 Studios would be gone. And they said that they're going back to their roots and they're going to make a sequel, a legit sequel to Halo 3.
Yeah.
Ryan, I feel sorry for Insomniac games though. I really do.
Yeah,
because they're meant to be like, I know it's gone gold now. It's gone gold. So obviously anything they're doing now is probably just extras for day patches, right? Day one patches, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I feel sorry for them because they're literally being bombarded like every hour, every day, every week, every month. Is this game coming to Xbox? And they have to keep repeating themselves over and over again that it's an exclusive. I'm thinking, why don't people just Google
I don't understand that. It just say Google is your friend. Just enter Spider-Man PS4.
It's not only that.
Come right up. It would say if it's exclusive or no. It would say
people are in denial of the fact that it's actually on the competitor's console. That's where this whole asking questions and assigning comments is because due to that fact. It is on the competitor's console, and they want to see it coming to the Xbox.
Yeah,
and it's not. It's not, man.
When you find out, like when you slowly find out that the people who are asking for this game to come to these other consoles or are asking if it's truly exclusive are the ones saying it's a cinematic movie and it looks like trash.
Yeah, but don't they know that it's not online? Don't they know?
Yeah.
I think some of these people are just trying to push Insomniac into. They think they can bully them into making the game for their console.
Yeah. Good point, man.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
It's the same guys that go after.
But why do they want the game? It doesn't have an online component. It's no good to them.
Exactly. I thought single player games were one and done.
Well, it's not their IP. They don't understand how this IP works. Insomniac made the game. It's Sony's intellectual property. So I tell you what, if Sony publishes this on a multi-plat on Xbox should publish Gears on PlayStation.
Yep, and that's where the basis of the discussion is always going to end at, because most of these ex-twats, because I'm going to say right now, most of these ex-twats will go and say, "Oh, but it shouldn't be that way because it's the greatest games ever on Xbox, so it shouldn't be on the competitor's gaming box." Like seriously, grow the fuck up. It doesn't matter whether it goes on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, on the Switch, PC. It's gonna be played by millions and millions of people, and that's where the importance is at. The outreach to make these games better for the broader audience. It should not matter where you play your content at. It only should matter how well the content is for you.
Fucking preach, man. Fucking preach.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me just add to that. Let me piggyback on the back of that, Carlos.
Yep.
Here's the thing. A lot of people asking refuse to buy a PS4 for some reason. They just refuse. They're so loyal to whatever, right, that they won't buy a PS4. Yet they will buy multiple limited edition, special edition Xbox One consoles. So if you can spend money on multiple Xbox One consoles, why can't you just go and buy a PS4 and get on with it?
Exactly.
I mean, I'll just end it. I'm not getting like this. Hey, Bond, you see my tweets as of late, right? Like, have you posted tweet parks and whatnot? Have you seen my tweets?
Sorry.
Hold on. I want to piggyback off of you there, Fox, for a second, if you don't mind. And I agree with you 100%. If those people are that fucking loyal to one brand and you want to play Spider-Man, then I'm sorry to say you don't deserve to play Spider-Man at all, period, in my books, period.
Yeah.
It's like partisan. It's like politics, and it's all partisan. It's like, Democrats versus Republicans. Like, come on, man. This is gaming. Just enjoy it. It don't matter what the box is.
Right. It's not. They treat it like it's a border. Like you can't cross. Like, bro, just get on the platform that caters to you. I don't
want to hear about the controller. I prefer the controller. You can buy one of those little USB things for like less than $20, and you can just play any controller you want. There's no excuse anymore.
Yeah, there is no. The Chronos Max allows you to play Xbox One, controllers on the PS4.
Listen, bro, for some games like shooters, I use the Xbox One's controller on my PS4. How about that?
That's cool.
Here's another funny thing too as well. I like the fact too as well. Another thing that these fan fucktards don't understand. When you're up on Twitter talking shit to Insomniac, dude, man, do you really honestly think Insomniac's going to actually come back and actually work on an actual exclusive title for that platform?
Nope.
Especially when you got a fan base like that talking all that shit.
Right.
No, they will. They will. If Microsoft show them the check, they will. If Microsoft are paying for everything, it's not Insomniac's risk. They will, because it's another game.
Sadly, that is true. Yeah, no, you're right about that, Fox. But truth be told, man, I mean, those people don't deserve fucking that kind of shit like that. They're up there fucking treating these developers like goddamn hot garbage on a regular basis.
I agree with you, but we got to remember, right, that that's a minority of the Xbox community. We can't cut off the good guys. And not because if you say they don't deserve the game, that means a whole bunch of people won't get the game either.
Well, I mean, like the people, I should have clarified that actually, because I was kind of speaking in generality, but I'm talking about mainly just like the fanboys that are just going around talking all the crap.
I know, but if you don't want them to have it, that means no Xbox gamer can have it. and there are some good Xbox gamers.
But don't leave out the PC guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. The stupidest tweet has come from the Xbox community. The you're going to rule the day. You don't put this on the world's most powerful console, which is no longer the Xbox. It's that other console coming out. But Sony Santa Monica, don't think
yeah, interject there. If you look back at what they said beforehand, you remember the same attitude they're giving Insomniac now. They gave them back when they were working on an exclusive for Microsoft, and that was Sunset Overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how they said all this shit about Sunset Overdrive? Like, you guys should be castrated. This game doesn't have X amount of things. And then as soon as the Xbox One X came out, they was like, okay, well, Insomniac's going to...
they stopped caring.
They ignored the hell out of that game.
Yeah, but you know something? When I remember when Sunset Overdrive was being previewed and we were seeing all the gameplay, right? And I didn't have an Xbox One back then, right? Because I was turned off because of the way Microsoft were dealing with us with the whole DRM and having to check in. I was one of those. I was part of the resistance, right? So I didn't buy an Xbox One, or actually, I'd never bought an Xbox One. I got it with a mobile phone contract, right? I chose it though. I could have had a TV, another PS4. I could have had a Wii U, but I chose the Xbox One, right? So I got it with my phone when I renewed my cell phone, and when I found out it wasn't coming to PS4, do you know what? That's why I chose it. That's why I decided to get the Xbox One, because of Sunset Overdrive. I didn't take to social media and complain and spam Insomniac games. Why isn't it coming to my beloved black PS4?
Right. Like the same thing happened because me and Craig talked about this back when we were talking about the PC thing with this whole entitlement bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
People feel entitled to this stuff. It's like, bro, first of all, if you're on PC gaming and you spend about $3,000 in PC gaming, it's up to you to know what you want out of PC gaming.
Yeah,
you don't
pretty
put
much
one basket into PC gaming and not know what that damn platform has in store for you or what that platform offers you.
I mean, there are some limitations to PC games as well, just the same way as it is for consoles. Every ecosystem that is played on this planet has its own negatives and positives.
Right.
And these yuppies, because I'm gonna call them yuppies now because they're always yupping
you got
around.
Names for days, don't you, fam?
Yeah, man. These yuppies, they just need to get it straight to their heads.
Right.
If you don't want to play it, then fine, don't play it. But don't try to take the hype away from other people, especially comic book fans that have been looking forward to a goddamn great Spider-Man game like myself.
Right.
I've been waiting for a Spider-Man
Agreed. 100%.
Since fucking Carnage, Maximum Carnage. That was the last time I played a fucking Spider-Man.
My boy.
Dude, you know what I want them to go and just like bring back. They don't necessarily have to do it like actual in-game gameplay, but do like an Easter egg or just a hint, right? Yeah, I remember Carnage Ock.
Yo, Ryan, you got to pay the bills, bro.
Yeah, pay the bills, bro.
I didn't see it. I'm not even looking at the show. Sorry about that.
Andrew Wilkins.
Wilkins. The criteria for being an Xbox fan is to be retarded. To be retarded and bash Sony. That's why the Xbox fan base doesn't support positive Xbox channels who don't lie on the PS4.
See,
man, I could always rely on Andrew Wilkins for a good laugh, man.
I gotta take it a step further. I think the criteria for any fanboy is to be retarded. Okay, any of them.
Yeah.
To me, honestly, I look and I see the bullshit on all sides, whether it be Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, and PC, and it really makes me cringe sometimes. But I will say that the extreme ones, usually I see most of those tweets coming from Xbox dudes on Twitter, especially when they go after developers and stuff, and they get very freaking weird about things.
Pretty much.
And what you guys don't understand, you hear a lot of them talk about biased media, right? And the funny thing about this is they don't get it that the more they bitch, whine, and cry and click on these people's articles, they're going to continue to bait them with this kind of stuff. It's not
absolutely.
It's not that they're being biased. It's just that they know that it gets to these fanboys and they will click on things and they will share these things.
Do you know what, bro? They need to leave their bedroom at least once a month and integrate into actual society and become reconditioned back into
What are you trying to say
society.
there, Fox?
No,
But
I'm telling you that they've got nothing.
I'm just fucking with you, buddy. I'm just messing with you, buddy.
What I'm saying is they've got nothing going on, right? So they're in front of their keyboard, they're in front of their phone or their PC all day long. They've got nothing going on. They probably don't have a girlfriend, right? And I'm saying this because it's primarily guys that are the ones trolling. So they don't have a girlfriend, probably don't have a job, right?
Thank you.
Probably don't have any confidence in real life, right? They probably got low self-esteem. They're probably wondering why they got so much acne on their face. They're probably like just really don't know themselves properly. So, and they're very unhappy with themselves, and they don't like what they see when they look in the mirror. They don't like what looks back at them. So they take
I do break mirrors for a living.
they take out their frustration on other people, because to bring other people down is their way of trying to uplift themselves. That's what the problem is. So they need to integrate into society.
That's all fanboys too. That's all fanboys to do that shit. It doesn't matter if it's Xbox or PlayStation. They all
all of them, bro. I'm not saying one or the other. All of them are the same, right? But I will say the most how can I put this? I will say in all my experience, like I've never really had a problem with a Nintendo gamer.
Yeah.
No. I did have an interact. I want to interject on that. I did have an interaction with a certain Nintendo fan who was actually promoting homophobic slurs for PlayStation gamers. And
dear Christ.
Yep, and I actually pointed it out. On Twitter, and he tried to make it seem as if I was gay, or that I was being very protective of PlayStation. No, I'm being very protective because, number one, I have a family member, which is my cousin. She's actually part of the LGBT community. She's gay, and I don't go to that certain point because it's a point of no return. I do not.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she is. Like what it doesn't matter what anyone is. It's nobody's business anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's true.
I've come into contact with a lot of bad PC dudes too. There's a lot of toxic PC motherfuckers out there.
Oh yeah. There's always that.
And here's the thing. When I look at these games, it's funny to me because I wrote this earlier too in chat. I said that I was an Xbox and PlayStation fan because that's what I currently own. But I take
selfie neutral.
I take that back because I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of these games. I don't care where it's at.
Amen.
I will play these games wherever they're
at. Thank you. That's the statement I wanted somebody to make, Fonz. Thank you.
Ryan, pay your bills, buddy.
Thank you. I wanted somebody to make that statement a long time ago.
Yeah, we got another super chat.
Andrew Wilkins, once again, Fonz, but PlayStation fanboys don't lie on gaming and can actually game. Nintendo fans teamed up with Xbox fans to bash Sony, the Jin, and Xbox fanboys barely play games, lie and suck at all.
Okay, Andrew,
you should give Andrew Wilkins a refund.
No, I have to disagree with Andrew because already I've seen some fanboys of PlayStation already go back on their whole Insomniac deal, because some of these guys were saying that Insomniac was garbage when they were making Sunset Overdrive, and now all of a sudden they are the best.
They love Insomniac again. Yeah. And
that to me,
personally, I looked at it for what it truly was. I was like, dog, it's a deal. I mean, it's going to happen.
And the thing is that
like
most of these
Kojima. Remember when Kojima teamed up with Microsoft at the start of the Gen?
Yeah. Not only that, bro, but if people can actually go back in time and see the games that Insomniac made, they were actually pretty good in the 90s as well. Insomniac games been around for quite some time. It's not that they've been catering to just one platform. They cater to all platforms of games.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah, they cater to all platforms of gaming. So Insomniac Games is for everyone, not just for just one crowd.
Yeah, Major Nelson actually tweeted congratulations on finishing their game. I mean, they're a business partner. They've made games for Microsoft, and Major Nelson got attacked by the Xbox community. You had a.
Let's also not forget too as well.
Let me ask something. Wait. Are you telling me? Hold on. I do mean to say that Larry Herb Major Nelson, right? He
Closer.
congratulated Insomniac over finishing Spider-Man, and Xbox, the worst of the Xbox community, lost their fucking nut.
Yeah, they went nuts.
They
Yeah,
went
they
nuts, just
busted.
like when Phil Spencer
Damn.
congratulated Naughty Dog for Uncharted success.
Damn, that's low life, pond life.
Yeah.
Barely
Well, remember when
existing
Assassin's Creed Origins finished, and one developer said it's a great build. He's going to go home and play it on his PlayStation. He hopes everybody enjoys it. A lot of people, this guy literally said, a lot of people worked day and night on this game, and who he got attacked by the Xbox community. That's an Xbox game. It's with Xbox. You better know where your bread is buttered and stuff like that. I mean, so yeah, and Fonz is right. As far as Spider-Man, a lot of the toxicity is coming out of the PC community. Even though, like I said, the stupidest tweet goes to the Xbox community. But as far as the relentlessness and who makes the MLB show?
On PC, I understand exactly where they're coming from because they want to play. They really want to play this game at like above 60. But again, it's like, bro,
well, tough. Well,
you need
tough
a
shit.
PS4, and this is why this goes back.
And you know what's so funny though, because the funny part about it, right?
That's what I said months ago. It's like, yeah, you might want to play it, but at the end of the day,
That's just tough cookie, mate.
You know what's so funny though?
Go get a Dunkin' Donut and chill.
That too, and then the funny fact about it is, right? Insomniac Games has been out since the initial release of the PS4 here in the US back in '94. That's the funny part about it. And these numbskulls don't even know how to acknowledge quality AAA development when they see it in their face, man.
Exactly.
I say to the PC gamers the same thing I say to the Xbox gamers. You want to play Spider-Man? Go and buy you a PS4.
Hey, speaking of quality,
See, it's also not. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I was going to say, speaking of quality AAA entertainment, development. You look at most of the Xbox games that they've released this generation, and then you look at a game like a third-party game like Red Dead 2 coming out soon, and it just trounces any Xbox exclusive game visually.
Oh yeah. That I can agree. That I can agree with you totally.
Here's the funny thing. They've got the X, the most powerful console.
Exactly.
Yet they have not made anything that looks anywhere near as good.
That's where I said beforehand, crazy how you caught on immediately, but you came under fire, and everybody started getting come under fire when they started quoting me on this. But it's like you got all the tools in the world, the Xbox One X, yet you're not showing, or you know what I'm saying, you're not producing anything that shows off these said tools that the Xbox One X has at its disposal.
Don't worry, they will.
I've given it a lot of thought too, Ryan, about the whole they don't have anything to take advantage of it or whatever. But they've got these games that I thought, man, what if they just remastered something and made it look incredible for the X just to show the power of the X?
Conquer. That would have been it right there. Conquer.
Oh man, I've been waiting for Conquer.
Kazooie.
You know what the problem is? You've gone from 1.3 T-flops, right?
Mm-hmm.
To 6 T-flops. And you've got these consoles they're so inextricably intertwined that they can't push the X beyond 4K and trying to get 60 frames. You won't get better assets. You won't, because it's too tied into the weakest console.
Right.
I mean, Switch is weakest, but it's also a hybrid. I'm talking between Xbox and PlayStation, right? So it's tied to a console that's only got 1.3 T-flops. Do the math. 1.3 to 6, and they can't take advantage of that 6 because they don't want to piss off those people who, the majority of Xbox owners actually own the OG Xbox One, not the S and not the X.
Don't attack at my heartstrings, bro. That would have been it for me. I would have had an Xbox One X. I would have unboxed that shit on the channel. This said Jet Set Radio Future remastered for the.
You know what? It's not that at all to me, though. If you look at these games, they look, graphically, these games look very impressive. As far as like Gears of War 4, okay, it looks really good on the X. It looks fantastic, but performance-wise, I think it all comes down to that. The CPU. The CPU is just dog shit, and that was the problem with it to begin with.
But it's funny you said that because they were experimenting. I guess I can get into that topic right now if y'all want to get into that one. But this is with this is with the PS5. Now this is from AMD. AMD has been basically experimenting around with some hardware, and with this experiment that they called it what was it? It starts with an S. It was some kind of code name they had for it. But basically, it is a PS4 Pro in a sense, and it has a better CPU. And with that better CPU, they're getting ridiculous results out of the out of this console. Now, the crazy thing too about it has half the cores. It doesn't have 8 cores. It has 4 cores, and that was pretty insane. The results they were getting some pretty good frame rates as well with this console. So my thing is with this whole situation is if they're already, experimenting on this caliber with AMD, do you believe that the PS5 will actually, deliver completely at this point? Like no problem. Like no problems at all.
I would have to say it all depends on what Sony's really looking forward to as implementing anything better than what they had from this generation. That is solely based on Sony, and because you got to remember, you have to have a selling point where the console is going to be priced at. So, in translation, if you're going to put higher end hardware, you're going to have to charge a little bit extra.
I mean, we can put that one to shame, or we can go on that one right off the bat. But do y'all even believe the PS5 will be 500?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Honestly, I'm thinking 500 is a bit steep to start off a new gen.
Right.
Maybe 450.
Yeah, I was thinking 400. I think they learned their lesson that 400 is the sweet spot.
Yeah, but can they get it down to that price?
Yeah, that is the good question, dude.
That's where the hard point is at.
They'll have a trade-in.
Yeah, they got to do something.
It'll be 5. People just got to get ready. It's going to be 500, and they'll have a trade-in program where they'll give you $150 for something towards it, and then you'll just go in there and pay $350, and then you'll be happy. I mean, but as far as it using the Vega and Ryzen SoC, I from my source, everybody knows who my source is Lou Wafa. It's just going to. He is saying that it's going to mimic what a Ryzen can do. It's just going to be, he said it's going to mimic what the Ryzen can do. And the games that are already have 60 frames modes on them or upper echelon modes, they're just going to patch those to 60. That's kind of what I've been told. But was that the way?
Who said that? Craig, who said that?
Oh, my source, Lou Wafa.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful, but your source doesn't know what he's talking about.
It may not, but we'll have to wait and see. That's what I just said.
No way. It's not going to be 500. Come on now. It's not going to be 500. It's not going to mimic a Ryzen. It's going to be a Ryzen. It's not going to mimic.
It's going to be a Ryzen. Okay.
It's going to be a Ryzen. It's going to have a clock of no lower than 3. It's going to have a clock that's no lower than 3 gigahertz. I can tell you that from now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to be no 500. It's going to be 399, and in the UK it'll probably be 349. Right? Because at the end of the day, right, with what we're getting from the Pro in terms of GPU performance is good. Well, if the Pro had like say 12 or 16 gigs of RAM, okay, and a really good CPU, no one would even want a PS5 at this point.
Yeah,
that is true. Definitely true.
Well, here's the
question. The question is whether what CPU are we going to use? Are we going to use the Ryzen 1300, 1700 series, or even the second gen Ryzens? That's where the whole basis of the CPU talk is at.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, but that's kind of getting into areas that no one should really care about. I mean, all you should be worried about is can these games perform as standard across uniformly 60 frames per second. It don't matter what model number it is. It don't matter which Ryzen gen it is. As long as it gives the results, that's all that matters. Like when you get into the specifics, you might as well start making games. You might as well be a developer.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and not just slow smoking for the.
There's a lot of speculation.
Thank you.
Oh, slow smoking for 420. Yeah, he gave you 10 bucks. Nice. We're gonna split that up evenly out here between us. Anyways, no, I was gonna say that these people in chat that are saying that the PS5 and the Xbox 2 or whatever they call it, it's gonna come out at over $500. You're tripping. They can't do that. That's suicide.
Yeah, nobody.
People, you know what? Where is this coming from, though? This is the thing. People are just making stuff up. They're pulling this out of their ass. Nobody knows the price, but I can tell you it's not going to be $500.
It's all up in the air and speculation. But it's basically, you know what's sad? It's basically going back to the old talks that we had back when the X was the Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're basically back in that same talk. We're like, okay, what's the price of this? Like, what can be in this?
and most of us were right. 500.
Right.
It's all speculation, though, and that's what it's all about around this time, because these consoles are right around the corner, guys.
Yeah.
They're
closer than a lot of people.
It's okay to speculate, but don't just make things up and say it's going to be 500. Like,
yeah,
what are you gonna say when it's 399? Oops.
Yeah,
they got the price down.
I mean,
Yeah, but everybody see, people think about a get out clause before they even get caught out. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not talking about you, Craig. Right? Craig, let me take that back. Craig, let me take that back. I shouldn't have said that your source doesn't know what you're talking about, because the person who told your source, might be the one who doesn't know what they're talking about. So it might not even be your source's fault. But I'm just telling you now, knowing what I know, and I can't say too much, but I'm going to put a video out real soon. But I can't say too much, right? But I'm telling you now, all at 500, and it's going to be like a Ryzen and mimic a Ryzen. No, it's going to be a Ryzen.
They're most certainly they got to at least try to get Ryzen on board with their hard drives, because the CPUs they've been going with, like that Jaguar, they got to go. That's not pushing anything. That's not helping their situation. That's not even going to help on the promises of anything. So they got to take
rapid pack maths as well. You know, rapid pack math.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's going to be even more. That's going to be even more of a thing in PS5. I'm telling you that from now.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They got a complete Vega tech. It was only a small, they only had some of the features in the Pro. They didn't really have the full extent of the technology in there, but they had some of the features. So it is interesting to see if they can really deliver with that PS5 with Vega plus Ryzen support together.
I ain't worried, man. I'm like French Montana up in here. I ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they've shown us at the end of the day, oh God. But at the end of the day, they've proven to us it really doesn't matter. They got the games.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They got the games. They got the games to push that hardware.
Listen, I'm happy with the Pro. Listen, if the Pro had like the same Ryzen CPU system on chip that this Shangzhou, whatever the name of this Chinese console's called, I can't remember the name of it, right? But if the Pro had that same CPU, no one would be complaining about things dipping below 30 or 60. We'd all be playing at 60 because it's all down to the CPU. Remember, the CPU tells what the GPU what to do. It tells it to draw. It tells it to do with whole heap of special effects on screen, right? The CPU is the brains. That's why it's called the central processing unit.
Exactly.
Okay? GPU is just like the legs.
But what about
the legs? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody came up to me though and claimed he was a PC elitist, and Fonz, I killed Fonz with this too. But what if I told you he told me what an APU was, but he didn't tell me what it was? He told me an APU was an augmented processing unit. I didn't know we were in 2055. But okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he said. Augmented processing unit. Let me get to the super chat. I forgot Stuart here. He done donated super chat to us. Shout out to Stuart Stokes, $5 super chat. When Phil promised 4K 60 on the X, he wasn't talking about the frame rate. It was the Metacritic scores for the exclusives. We Happy Few 67 Meta. Nice by Microsoft.
Wow.
Okay.
I never known people to pay to trash Xbox. They normally do it for free.
Shout out to Trey the one keep me updated. I'm not looking at the chat all the way. So thank you, Trey.
Yeah, and they do. I don't recall Microsoft at any point coming out saying that the games are all going to be 4K 60. I remember some of the simps.
No, they didn't say that. They said that. They did. When you say uncompromised, you're saying that they expect everything to run 4K 60.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. I saw, I watched a lot of interviews and stuff, and Phil Spencer himself never said 60 frames per second anywhere.
I'm not talking about the frame rate. I'm talking about 4K. They said 4K uncompromised.
Yes, and
we don't get 4K across all the games. There's more games that are on 4K than are 4K.
And they also said they would have the best frame rates, which again is not saying 60 frames, because if you look at the Xbox One and the One S, some of the games couldn't even handle 30 frames. Okay.
That's another lie, though, isn't it? Because there are pro games, the frame rate's better than the Xbox game because the Xbox is trying too hard to get close to 4K, whereas they know the limit of the pro, so they just drop it at 1440p, right? So the frame rate is unaffected. I've seen a lot of Digital Foundry, right, comparisons where the pro is actually ahead of the Xbox One X.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
well,
it did on Titanfall 2 and Monster Hunter. It
frame rate.
performs
I'm
better.
talking about frame rate. I'm talking about frame rate only, right?
Frame rate,
Only by like 2 or 3 frames. It's not a lot. There's nothing in it. But it's the kind of difference that we saw with the Xbox One and the PS4.
So the best frame rate, let's just get this out the bit. The best frame rate for a console automatically is 60. It's not 30 frames.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody should know that 60 frames per second should be the best frame rate by default of our console.
yeah, but it's never been on console.
Well, some games have been 60, but yeah, that should be the best frame rate for a
But
console.
here's the thing: back in the PS2 days, I recall a lot of games being 60 frames per.
You're right, bro. You're right. Absolutely.
And then they went backwards.
And PS1, 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because back then it was cheaper. Back then, right?
Yes.
Back then, the advances in GPU technology were slower. The CPU was what was pushing things because we were moving from the computer era where it didn't have a backup GPU. It was just everything. Remember, early computers were just CPU. There wasn't really a separate graphics processing unit. And the CPU did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
don't get it twisted.
The headset, I don't think it's coming out to October for that. Yeah, I don't think that headset's coming out to October.
Yeah, don't get it twisted though. Not every game ran smooth at 60 frames on the PS2, but I do remember the frames being much higher in most games back then.
I think the further we push for realism in visual aesthetics, it's the more pressure it puts on the CPU. That's why they need to balance it for the next gen properly, because this gen now it's all being GPU bound. Everything's been really emphasis has been on the GPU.
Foxy playing Max Payne over 4,000 frames. It's funny as hell.
Foxy brought up the best point. That is so true, because I'm afraid of that. Next gen, these consoles are going to come out and they're going to push the boundaries when it comes to the graphics and everything so much that it's going to be too taxing for them to reach that 60 frames per second.
No, don't worry. I can assure you right now, I'm not officially a Sony spokesperson, all right? But I know people who are. And I can tell you now, and I'll tell you this, and I've said it before, so it's no secret. Sony are pushing for performance with the PS5 over improving the GPU. The main improvement is going to be, that's why I've made videos telling people don't get too carried away about how the graphics that we because Sony are good. They can't afford to give you both. They can't afford to give you the best graphics GPU and the best CPU. They can't afford it at the price. So this time, you're going to get a slightly improved GPU over what the Pro has, just good enough to push 4K on the screen, right?
Yep.
And the CPU is going to be the main emphasis. Sony have made this their mission, and Microsoft too. I'm not leaving Microsoft out. They are more dealing with performance this time because both companies are looking at AI and physics as their main. That they want to conquer that this time because they can't really push nothing else. I mean, what can you sell next gen? More 4K? I thought wasn't that the big selling thing? This
if anything, they're going to do right, or anything they're going to improve on, just more clarity, like in the backgrounds and in the actual characters. Like you see more, like pores, I guess you say on the face. That's pretty much it. I don't.
But here's
changing. You're gonna get better hair. Like hair and cloth.
I don't see much on with the PS5 in terms of the graphical. If anything, this is the best opportunity in the world for them to give us the performance. This is the best time.
Look,
you know what? You're gonna get a lot of hair physics and simulation physics.
Hair physics, and we just saw the rise, or not the rise, but the Shadow of the Tomb Raider demo. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Somebody save me. Somebody's in that game, please. That game was trash. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it. Tell me, describe it. What's wrong with it?
Fuck you, Ryan.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Sorry. But real quick, because you guys are touching on a great topic with next gen. If they can give me Naughty Dog style graphics that we got right now, but make it all 60 frames per second, I'm good. I'm happy.
Easy. That's the bare minimum you can expect.
The damn standing point for all games. That is what that's how.
No. You know what? If I wish everyone was like you, dude. You know what I'm saying?
One of a kind.
Fonz. I wish everyone was like Fonz because if everybody could accept the level of graphics we get from Naughty Dog now, but at 60 frames per second, like Sony would have an easy life.
Yeah. Hey,
Because that means they
Plus,
only
it
have
also
to
get
improve the
boring as fuck
CPU.
too, as well, with no variety of graphical fidelity.
Yeah. Shout out to Ian, but did y'all see the Doom Eternal gameplay?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
did.
want to hear more about the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, we all know that the Bonds was just bringing up like The Last of Us. Well, we all know Last of Us 2. That was on the PS5. I heard a bunch of people saying that was PS5. There was no way that. But I want to hear more about Tomb Raider. I mean, because I plan on buying that. Was it trash? I mean, is it really that bad? Or
Oh God!
Listen, the best Tomb Raider that came.
Brian just has blind hate.
The last.
You know, I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna watch it right now. Hold on.
The last and greatest
I
Tomb
gotta see what
Raider.
you're talking about.
The last and best Tomb Raider, in my opinion, not everybody else's opinion, was Angel of Darkness.
Well, you know what? Let's be honest here. These latest Tomb Raiders, as good as they are, okay, if you really like these games, it's just not Tomb Raider to me.
I'm just tired of the tagline, Fonz. Become the Tomb Raider. I thought I became the Tomb Raider in the first one.
Yeah. How many times?
No, you dumb fuck.
I thought I was a Tomb Raider in the first one.
Question people should be asking: when do I become the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, really. Like,
When do you become?
I
When do
became
you
the
become
Tomb Raider
Laura?
in 1996 when I
Yeah,
played the
like,
first one on the
so
That
Sega
too,
cassette.
and then when do you
Go
become?
forward to
When do
become
you
Tomb
become
Raider?
Laura? Yeah, when do you become Laura Croft? When is actually the term going to be used? Become Laura
There?
Croft.
When do you become Bruce Jenner?
God damn, Fox.
I played Rise of the Tomb Raider for the first time on the X last year. Okay, and while it was beautiful, stunning looking, I think I played through it because it was so beautiful. But at the end, I was like, you know what? The story was shit, in my opinion, and I thought that the gameplay mechanics were just the animations and stuff were just off. It felt clunky as hell.
Bro,
And when you were shooting anything other than the bow, it was trash.
yeah.
No, this looks good. I'm looking at it now.
What?
I'm looking at the PlayStation Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was uploaded 9 hours ago on the PlayStation. What's it called? They got a little thing now called Underground, PlayStation Underground, right? It looks good to me. It looks good.
Wait, they bought the PlayStation
Thank you,
Underground
Fox. Thank you, buddy.
The hair looks good. Everything looks good. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It
Here's
looks
the
good.
thing: the animations are the same animations they had in Rise, which were trash.
Thank you.
It's the same engine, though, isn't it? They haven't really. Look, I told everyone this already. It looks like a copy and
No,
paste.
what you failing to realize, Foxy? They just copied and pasted. They didn't.
Yeah. No, I said that. I said that like as soon as I saw the first trailer, bro. Ages ago, I said that.
Nothing's really been improved.
But you still gotta admit, though, the first two games graphics were off the hook. So
Nah, they were.
Yeah, the graphics were fine. The graphics were fine with Tomb Raider. I'm not denying the graphics.
and the gameplay was good too. Like, I enjoyed it.
When it's going into this series.
Same here, dude. Same here, Fox. I enjoyed every fucking minute of the gameplay for both.
My only problem is I'm disappointed with this one, this Shadow one, because this is the conclusion, and I thought they would have gone all out, like maybe improve the engine or you know, improve it more. But I'm still gonna buy it because I need to know the conclusion of the story because I've already played through the other two, so I can't just not buy it. You know,
I'll probably get it on Steam.
I'm invested.
It may outsell Spider-Man. I'm gonna call it right now. I think it may be better.
Shut up, Craig.
It just, you know what? To me, the thing I don't like about it the most is the fact that it looks too much like Rise. Too much.
Oh, God. Excuse me while I go vomit all over the fucking place.
Oh, man. It don't look like Rise. It looks like Killzone Shadow Form, man. What are you talking about?
This one. Shout out to Harry Hall. Look on, I guess, Cyberpunk 2077, the AI, the verticality, the amount of interactive NPCs, amount of indoor environments without loading, etc., etc. 4K 60, next gen, really.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be 4K. They're going more towards the CPU for just performance.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean, so
I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Ryan, what Shadow of the Tomb Raider video did you watch?
I saw this one. I see the exact same thing.
But the hair looks like the last hair in the last game. Like that was good. What's wrong with the hair?
Rise of the Tomb Raider looked like trash compared to the first one.
Ryan, I think
oh dear God,
you're being a bit harsh, dude.
Oh,
is it right?
Listen, I want you to understand this. Let me get this out the way. Okay. The first one, I really felt like you were like legit. You were somebody who grew up on that island and became the Tomb Raider. It actually felt like you were empowered and you became something else. The second one, they completely stripped that away and tried to redo something that's already been done.
Your problem more with the plot, not really the graphics, then, right?
Oh no, I'm getting to graphics too. You look at the first one compared to the second one and going to this one. The graphics on the first one were way better. Had more detail in the world and more detail just in her in general.
But yeah, Ryzen Tomb Raider actually has better set pieces, though.
You said what?
Yeah.
I said Rise has better set pieces than the first game.
I mean,
No,
wait, hold on. The first two
Rise does have better set pieces, but let's be real here. When you were on the when you were like on the ice, whatever, you kind of knew it was going to be an avalanche before you even got up to the top.
No, I don't want to be.
I don't even that. Look at the way the game fucking ended, though.
No, I don't want to be difficult, right? Ryan, I don't want to be difficult, right? But let me just go back a bit. Let me push back on something a bit. You know, you said the first Tomb Raider looks better than Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Are you talking about the first Tomb Raider in this storyline?
Yeah, I think that one looks better than this one.
You think that looks better than
Rise
of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, really?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider just has better shadows. That's it. It looks. I think the first one was a better buy.
Ryan, you should go back and play the first one, and then play Rise of the Tomb Raider straight after.
Bro,
right? And you'll see a huge difference in geometry.
I'm pretty sure you will see a huge difference in details, like in shadows and different like textures. I'm pretty sure that's a given. It's a sequel. They improve on that sort of stuff. But from what I've played on the first one and how much they've actually put into that versus the other ones, which is basically the same song and dance, they just rehashed it.
I agree with that. It does feel like it's a copy and paste.
It's a copy.
They haven't been very imaginative.
Really jumping out my seat.
It's like they haven't been very imaginative for the finale in this branch of the story, right? But
yeah,
but the graphics look appealing to me still. I mean, they do look copy and paste, but they don't look bad. I don't think they look bad.
Yeah, no, they don't look bad or anything. It's just my problem with Tomb Raider is just the fact that I feel as if we didn't really go anywhere with Tomb Raider. They're still using the same tagline, "Become the Tomb Raider," and like these stories that they're giving you are not even impactful like the first one.
Right?
You did say that it was going to be a 3-part trilogy leading into that, man.
Yeah, but they're not. Did they really impact you with the story from these 3 installments? The first one.
Well, okay, the story is definitely lackluster, but there's a little bit to hang on there if you actually do pay attention to it, which most people don't.
Bro,
which is fine because the story is not really that very compelling. That very compelling.
Like,
I remember when the developer for Shadow of the Tomb Raider came out and said that the Last of Us 2 was fake.
Yes.
And that's because you know why? Because they cannot hold a candle to the animations of that game, their game. Shadow of the Tomb Raider animations are horrible in my opinion. They were horrible in Rise. They just don't.
You know what's even more sad?
It's funny that we see different things, isn't it? It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, because
that as human beings we notice different things. Because I didn't notice the bad animation when I was playing Rise of the Tomb.
It's clunky. It feels clunky.
I didn't really. It didn't stand out. I'm not like discounting what you're saying, like because you see what you see and you feel what you feel. Well, everyone's got their intricacies. But when I was playing it, you know what really bugged me about it? It felt a bit camp. You know, the villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it felt very camp. Like the game started off quite serious and then it got silly.
Yep.
The storyline got a bit silly for me, like very cartoony.
Yep. It like a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing like it looked. So you are missing the whole thing here. It looked better on the Xbox X, and that's all that mattered.
What's
Craig,
up?
come on,
what's up, Alex? Going on, fam? Good to see you.
Breaking news.
What's up, Alex? Well, that's all that mattered. I mean, to me, the game was okay. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I understand why people had a gripe with it. But the only thing that matters, Ryan, is that how much more better the damage looked on Laura Croft's face than it did on the Pro. So that's all that matters at this point. Like the set, like hell, it's like Hellblade. It doesn't matter that Hellblade so like dog shit.
You know what's sad? It wasn't even damage; it was dirt.
Yeah, dirt. The dirt looked dirty.
Tomb Raider's problem is Uncharted. That's the real problem. Since we've had Uncharted, Tomb Raider just feels a little bit uninspiring.
Yeah, I gotta say it. I gotta say it in the terms of story and game mechanics. Like it doesn't really vary itself away from the Uncharted shadow. Like it's just they're trying to compete so much with Uncharted that they lost the identity of making a Tomb Raider game.
It's almost like role reversed, right? It's almost as if Tomb Raider started copying Uncharted at a certain point in time.
Yeah. And I think
Lost Legacy was better than Rise of the Tomb Raider. The Lost Legacy for Uncharted. Do you all think that was a better game, or you think that was roughly the same?
I mean,
I wouldn't say they were even identical.
I wouldn't say too much of the same. I would say more or less they just improved on certain tweaks in the game. It wasn't as like impactful as Part 4, where you actually see the changes between 4, 3, 2, and 1. You see the changes. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy was more like a tweak over for Part 4 in terms of character detail, the modeling of the actual background. Everything was a little bit more detailed to certain things. But as far as the game mechanics, yeah, there were a little bit new features within the grappling system in the game that I was like, wait, hold on. Nathan would have done it this way, but Nadine's and Chloe's movements are more fluid. They're more dynamic. It's not more the same as Nathan when you're playing with Nathan Drake.
Yeah, I just hope they don't.
But do you think it was better than Rise of the Tomb Raider, or do you think they were roughly the same type of game?
Nah, for me, the Uncharted series is a little bit more better than Tomb Raider because
Uncharted does a little bit more. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit more. It does a little bit more, but it has a different lore to it. It doesn't really, you don't really have to be.
It has humor as well. That helps.
Yeah, it has humor. It has a different type of set of emotions within the game itself that you feel, but not to like, I really want to play this game. I feel like I'm in an adventure. As for Tomb Raider, you feel like you're tasking yourself to play the game in order to enjoy it.
And she's too serious for a young girl. She needs to chill out. Have some fun.
No, it's crazy because he has Drake and Elena have a daughter at pretty much at the end here, but I hope they don't go that route where they like, okay, this is like our Tomb Raider spin.
Yeah, but also you take a game like Uncharted 4, and Uncharted 4 it feels better mechanically. The gunplay, it just feels better than that game than Tomb Raider.
You care about the characters more as well, Eli.
It's very impactful. Like I remember a lot of us thought Sully was going to get killed off. Because remember, it said his last adventure.
Yeah.
A lot of us really thought, okay, are we going to say goodbye? Because remember, they said this is going to be this is going to be a very heartbreaking story for him or impactful or something like that. It's like, oh, okay, so
I really thought Sully was going to be like etched out from the series, but that wasn't the case.
It wasn't the case. They ended on like the best note possible.
Yeah.
You can't really say that was a perfect send off for him.
Yeah, I love that epilogue that they had with the little daughter finding this stuff and then confronting them and all that stuff.
You like they basically give you a history lesson of everything you went through on the first the first 2 or first 3 going into 4. And I was like, damn, because you had the ring, you had the pieces of Ember, you had the I guess I think it was something he took from the Atlantis of the Sands, but it was just dope. I was like,
that's where the major differences between Tomb Raider and Uncharted is at. It's just the overall aspect of storytelling, which makes the game fantastic to play. It's just like the older versions of Tomb Raider. Remember, in the first Tomb Raider, you were in the you fought Velociraptors and Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
Yeah.
In part 2, you went to the Great Wall of China and you had to find certain artifacts. You killed off tigers, but it had a story. Part 3, it was just a culmination of part 1 and part 2, but with a more drastic and more dramatic, epilogue.
So would you say that like this Tomb Raider is missing like those supernatural elements?
Yeah.
No, it's already got the supernatural. You know what it is?
It got to be fair, they delivered on the supernatural elements.
You know what the problem really is? I'll tell you what it is, right? I think Tomb Raider, it's a type of game that it doesn't. You feel like you are You know what? Here's the thing. Let me rephrase this. Naughty Dog, you have to give them credit, because when you play their games, you get so deep into the characters and story, you feel like you are taking part. Whereas with Tomb Raider, you just feel like you're controlling her and getting through the story, but you feel like you're part of the story with Naughty Dog games.
Yeah, you remember, like, and a good example of this is with The Last of Us. Y'all remember Sam and his brother, his big brother?
Yeah.
Remember him? Like, and he finally he gets bit, and then he gets shot, and the dude takes himself out because he shot his brother.
Not only that, and Joel,
it's like, bro, you cared about that. You cared about those characters.
And that too. And then when you meet up Joel's brother as well, when you finally get to see Joel's brother, you're like, oh shit, it's been that long.
Yeah,
it was like invested. You feel you feel like you're part of the story. But when you play Tomb Raider, you just feel like you're controlling her and you're spectating a world that's going on that you can control. But I think that's what I think Naughty Dog's real talent lies in, their ability to get you engrossed and get you to care about what's going on, so that you feel that you've got a stake in what's happening on your screen.
Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I felt with all the Uncharted games and up to The Last of Us. The same way I felt that entrancement into immersing myself with these characters. They felt as if they were like a counterpart of myself as an indivial. Like
you feel like you're there, right? You feel like you're there when you're playing.
Wait.
I didn't feel that way.
How dare you guys talk about The Last of Us as if anybody cares about immersion or a story? Or
listen, Joe Rogan. Listen, just listen, mate.
Last of Us is my second favorite game of all time. It's amazing, but I get a lot of people who tell me it was boring. Who cares about?
Oh, fuck those people! You know who Ellie felt like to me? Ellie felt like when I was playing The Last of Us, right? The Last of Us had me so invested in Ellie. I felt like I was her dad.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I felt. I felt like I was the overprotective dad, man. Like I
felt like I was her big brother, her dad, someone who needed to protect this motherfucker. Seriously. I actually cared that much about her. And then when Drake is having those intimate conversations, right? With what's her name? Ellen. What's her name?
Chloe.
What's the chick's name from Uncharted? Not Chloe. Elena. Yeah, I said Ellen. Yeah. Elena. When they're having their little intimate moments, like I feel like I'm actually. I feel it's endearing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I even catch myself smile a bit because I know what that's like because it's been portrayed to me in such a charismatic way. I remember I can like relate to that. Like I've been there. That's happened to me. I've had that type of conversation. Not about being an adventurer, but just the awkward. Are we not? I mean, when you're having a conversation, you don't quite know if you're really an item or not.
Right.
Like it wasn't until Uncharted 4 that they really settled down with each other, but it was like they were just involved before. It was like it was a triangle. It was Chloe, Drake, and Eleanor. It was only until 4 that he made his choice and married her, right?
Right.
Spoilers. But I felt like not that she's my wife, but I felt like I could be that guy.
Yeah, she was a go-getter.
Yeah. I would say this with The Last of Us. Now, again, you said y'all feel like you were Ellie's father, right? Okay. If you didn't feel anything towards Ellie,
to be a dad.
For those that say they didn't feel anything towards Ellie at all playing the game, I know you felt something when you played as her, right? And you were being stalked by that creeper.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah, that's when I actually started giving a fuck about the character.
I cared more about her when she was feeling emotional and sad, not when she was in danger. Just those quiet moments when there was no clickers around and there was no danger, but she was sad because she's in this world and she's depressed and she should be having fun, but she has to grow up and be this adult that she's not ready to be.
Right.
Like, I felt all of that. Well, the script was the acting was delivered in such a way that I felt every word, every emotion on her face. I believed it.
It's much deeper than that for me. From the way this game started, right from the start, I felt for Joel's daughter. His real daughter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you soon got over her though, didn't you?
No,
it wasn't,
no,
after about 2 hours, you
I
forgot
didn't.
about that bitch.
Here's the thing. I didn't get over it right away.
Damn Fox.
I have daughters, and one of my daughters was watching me play the game for the first time, and she had already played through it. She played through it first, and she was watching me play. And when that happened, I was just like, "Wow, that is just a kick in the heart," you know. And then when
it was sad. It was very sad.
Every time I'm playing with Ellie, I kept thinking back to his daughter and going,
no,
wow.
You're right. You know what? That happened to me. You are right. And I was joking about calling her a bitch. I'm just, you know what I'm doing? I'm being edgy. I'm being edgy. Sue me. I'm being edgy. I'm trying to be with the cool kids. I'm trying to be like the cool kids. You know, I'm trying to be a hipster. Fuck it. But anyway, you're right. I was thinking about her, like, especially when Joel was saying, "You're not my daughter and you're not my dad." You know, and they had those little arguments.
Yeah, but they treated each other like family.
Yeah.
Well, The Last of Us 2, what about that kiss, though? I'm telling you right now, if you look real close, you might see a little nip. So, I'm
you know what? You're going to see saliva. You know what? Naughty Dog rendered that kiss so well. You're going to see an exchange of bodily fluids, saliva, when they kiss.
I'm ready.
God, y'all
you know what's so funny though? Like, this is my experience with The Last of Us, right? When I first started playing the game, and I can attest you to everything that I have been through with that game. When I first played that game, and I showed it to my wife and my kids, they were like,
"You let your kids see it?"
Yep. Bro, I mean, I'm the adult, so I'm gonna tell my kids, listen, it's just a game. But I let them see certain parts. But my youngest daughter, she was like, "Dad, will you ever do stuff like that?" And I was like, "No, this is just a game. But if it comes to the point where I have to put my life on the line for you and protect you, I will."
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
it's crazy because you knew it was going to happen when he says, "Sir, it's a little girl." Understand? Like,
you should have been honest with your daughter. You should have been honest with your kid. You know, I would have said to my kid, I said, "No, I would swap you for rations because it's a fucking terrible world out there. Survival of the fittest, bitch. I'll swap you for some rations. I'll swap you for a coat. I'll swap you for a can of Coke. Don't fuck with me."
God, yo, Foxy, yo, man.
You know what's crazy? When we finally got to see, when we saw The Last of Us 2 and we saw that whole trailer at E3, when people were talking and dogging about Ellie, saying she was ugly, they made her, a lesbian, and they're all just talking down to her, right? And all I keep thinking is, I'm already emotionally invested into this character. This is like a daughter to me, damn it. I don't care if she's ugly. That's my ugly daughter, but that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Exactly,
the way I feel about the game. Like, I'm already invested. This game is a day one purchase because
exactly. Yeah. You know what's crazy?
I like games that play with your emotions. That when a game can play with your emotions, that's a powerful game.
Yeah, they did that. Hell, they did that with God of War. Like, were you expecting that twist with his son?
Mm-hmm.
Were any of you expecting that twist with his son?
I wasn't expecting that.
Nobody caught on to that. I was like, wait, what? What's your name?
Don't forget Life is Strange. Don't forget the experience. Life is Strange is another game that moved me, man.
Yeah,
that's Strange is even a $60 game. That is a $20 dollar game. That game has so much more like emotion in it as well. It's like, wow, like come on.
I can't wait for part 2.
Part 2 is gonna be really good.
But I don't buy them. I don't buy them episodically. I wait for the whole thing to come out and then I buy it.
Yeah.
It depends how badly I want to play it. That depends.
No, I can't wait. I don't like cliffhangers. I have to play the whole entire season.
Did you play before this storm?
I've played them all, but I played them complete though. I didn't play them day one because I can't wait for. Once I play one episode, I'm gonna be pulling my hair out waiting for the next one. So I'd rather have it all in one go.
Okay. Understand.
I'm a binge. I'm like Netflix binging. Like I watched Narcos one night. Narcos season 1 and 2 in 24 hours, no sleep. I'm a soldier.
So Foxy, you waiting for that Ozark?
Yeah, you know that.
I can't wait, man. Okay. I can't wait for some Ozark, man.
Well, let's get into these last topics, shall we? Y'all ready? So Remedy's Control, the game that was shown at E3 this year on PlayStation stage, basically Quantum Break 2, is 30 frames per second on the Pro and Xbox One X. Do y'all care? Is it a big deal to y'all?
No.
Do not give a fuck.
Say that again. I didn't even hear. I'm so sorry. I was distracted.
Oh, Control, the game that was shown at E3 on Sony stage. Basically Quantum Break 2 with the female character. Do you care that it's 30 frames per second on the Pro and the Xbox One X?
No, don't care about it. Never did.
I'm a console gamer, man. I've been putting up with 30 frames all my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that game was shown.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
What does Remedy put out besides that game that he had on Xbox? What was it?
Quantum.
It's basically Quantum. It's basically the sequel to Quantum Break, but it's on PlayStation.
Yeah.
They also had Alan Wake as well, right? Alan Wake.
Oh, Alan Wake is the other, yeah.
Fantastic.
And old school Max Payne.
Yeah, Max Payne 1 and 2.
Yeah, Max Payne.
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
the reason that was shown on Sony stage was it's called Control. It's a double meaning. Sony has control of the market. They showed up again.
Oh man,
it's coming to Xbox. That's the sad part. I was wondering why.
It's a multi-plat game. But
Yeah.
shout out to them. I'm excited about that.
Hey, Fox, I have a question for you, dude.
yeah.
Whatever happened to Quantic Dreams fucking the Sorcerer?
Oh, that was never a game, bro. That was just a tech demo.
Yeah, that was a tech demo.
Fucking figures.
Yeah.
That was never a game. That was like
That should be a game though, man.
Kara. It was like Kara, but I don't think they got as much pressure that they got over Kara that they did for that Sorcerer demo because they was.
I still think they should eventually make it in the future.
Remember, he didn't want to make Kara. Remember that? Do you remember he didn't want to make Kara? He
concept.
was David Cage.
Yeah, no, I don't
want
to do that. Yeah.
But millions of people, like, I think Sony put pressure on them, make it because the fans want it.
Yeah, and what happened? Kara ended up being one of the best characters he's ever made.
Exactly.
Like, that's crazy.
Something will ever get a sorcerer. He wants to do. Do you know what David Cage said? The next game he wants to do. He wants it to be set in like a war or military.
Right.
Hey, I want to get your guys' input on that Remedy game for Xbox, Quantum Break.
Loved it.
All like bullshit aside or whatever. Is the game worth, like, say, if it was on sale for $15?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, if anybody that hasn't played it yet and really wants to play like a Xbox exclusive, which you can still play on PC because you can still play Quantum Break on PC as well. But if you want to give the game a go and try it out, by all means, try it. Get your impressions from it.
Honestly, like, it looks interesting to me, but everybody has dogged it so much that it's.
What would you be playing it on, though?
Why people dog it, Fonz, is because of the TV integration. Like, it's legit. Like, that's basically the cutscenes.
Which you do not have to download if you so choose to.
Yeah, but it's
what would you be playing it on? The X?
The X.
Yeah. Get it. But the Xbox One version is terrible though. Screen tearing, it's horrible. It's fuzzy. It's horrible to look at. It's not nice.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna purchase it for me. I'm just gonna purchase Quantum Break for the PC. That's where my game is gonna be at for that.
Yeah, I bought mine on the S, man. I loved every minute of that fucking game. Even the actual cutscene things too, as well, because I was fascinated to learn about what the actual villain side was doing. Shit in the background, man.
You like Sea of Thieves though, so I don't know.
Bitch, shut your fucking mouth. Nobody cares.
Yo, play on hard though. Play on hard though, because if you play it on normal, you'll be finished with it within under 4 hours.
Yeah, true.
I think my first playthrough was like 8.5.
In my opinion, parts of it look fun. I mean, when I see some of the games,
it's short though. It's really short. If you take out the movie part, it's short.
Yeah, it is.
So we have another
6 hours, about 6 hours.
So we have another, shall we say, the Order 1886 without the cutscenes.
Well, let me tell you the truth about that game. Two things. One, I hear people in the Xbox community saying that it got killed because it was only 720p. That's wrong. It got killed because you all didn't go buy the damn game. That's why any game gets killed. And it's from what I'm hearing, it's nothing but a good game. And
man, those motherfuckers were sitting there bitching and whining and crying because those fucktards were upset about the fact that it was going to PC. Fuck those bitches.
Well, and then they said it was it was the Uncharted 4 killer. So when you say shit like that,
I also like a lot of quality shit too as well. There, Blue, you sack of fuck. Fuck you.
I mean, that's the problem
over that game going to PC though. He said you didn't ask the hardcore gamers what we wanted or some shit like that. It's like
man,
Trust me, I'm pretty sure Phil Spencer is in no way, shape, or form ready to ask what the hardcore audience wants, man.
Not only that, but look at the instances between now and then, and look at how the tables have turned in terms of game development and just storytelling alone. Like, these games are getting more intricate and more intricate by the second. Yeah, there's going to be
games,
up to a point.
Games have always had like really good narrative, story-driven aspects.
Yeah,
there's only like a few.
This one right here. There's only one game.
Yeah, just not to the level what we're getting now, though. Just not to the level what we're getting now. Like what we're getting now, like say what God of War did was just mind blowing.
Yeah, there's only one game that I can think of right now that we've seen from Sony, and the reason why I can't really speak highly of it. I mean, it looks good visually, obviously, but I still don't know what the fuck this game's about, and that's you think you know what I'm talking about? Fucking that shit with Kojima.
Death Stranding,
yeah.
But isn't that the beauty of it? Isn't that the beauty of it though? That you don't know what it's about. So when you play it, you're gonna be so surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, we're all gonna have a mind fuck session. Like
it's like I don't understand what I saw.
We're gonna have a mind fuck.
It may not even be happening on this planet. That somebody was theorizing this.
Like you are like a high-tech FedEx carrier.
Yeah, so we don't know.
That's like you just carrying a package. Like, what's going on here?
No, you know what it is? I bet his real job is he's a Avon salesman.
Oh, man. Sell them nice little beauty creams and all that other shit, right?
Oh God!
You see, here's a funny thing. You guys remember Last Generation, right? When the whole narrative kicked off about how single player is dying.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's due to the fact that a lot of third-party developers just can't make story-driven games. Sony can, and Sony already proved that time and time again. Like Uncharted 2, for example, that's the one that everybody always talks about because the most in the Uncharted franchise. Last of Us. But I'm saying at the end of the day, though, is I think that these third-party devs just don't care to dish out a quality, good standalone fucking single-player game, and they don't want to. Although they have the ability to do it. But they know people are going to make more money off the fact of making games with crap.
Hey, OBJ, you got the misuse of the time power.
And shit.
The fact that you got to rewind.
Or if you're OBJ, talk shit.
Yeah, the fact that you got to rewind time to open the door is kind of ridiculous.
You rewind time in Life is Strange too.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do that to open the door.
You know what's coming. Kojima is overrated, guys.
I knew he's going to say that.
Well, I have no comment on that. But Fox, did you end up getting a chance to play the that Captain Spirit little spin-off? Not spin-off, but like prequel?
Yeah, I played it to the end, bro. It's good.
Yo, I liked it a lot too as well. There was a lot of like childhood connections that I had with the kid, but not only that too as well, more of the deeper story narrative that goes on behind the scenes. Yeah.
The dad's an abuser.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let me go with my last topic. I think I got it's my last topic. This is a while back, but this is still a thing, and it could lead to some more bullshit down the line. But Activision, after the whole debacle of Black Ops 4, have even more drama ahead of them with Spyro, with only one game of the 3 on the disc. And the rest you need to.
Ryan, I thought IGN stealing content was your last topic.
Oh wait, it is now my last topic. I forgot about that. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, let me get the Spyro one out the way. So Spyro, one game is on the disc, the other 2 need to be downloaded from the store. So when you plug the game in the system, it will literally like register a game, very similar to the Xbox One at the start of this generation, where it was registering your license key. Then it downloads it from the store. So. What do you guys have to say about this?
So people have a problem with this all of a sudden, right? When everybody's buying digital anyway, and it's getting bigger and bigger, now all the people have a problem with it.
Well, the reason why this is a problem, Fonz, it negates the point in you buying it physically.
No, I understand that, but here's the thing: like, who cares? Mm-hmm. It's Spyro.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Yeah, but they do it with a lot of games. They did it with a game that I like. I don't know how you feel about it, but LA Noire, they did it. Like, they only put 6 gigs on the disc. Why bother even having a physical copy if you're gonna do that?
Guys, every game you buy now, you have to download shit to even play it.
No, you don't. When I got The Witcher, if I didn't have internet and I bought The Witcher, you can. I won't be playing the best version in terms of performance, right?
Exactly.
But the game would still work, and I'd still be able to finish it.
That's true, but I'm saying, like, to get the most out of these games, now you have to download patches, you have to download things to even get these games.
But it doesn't stop you from finishing it. If you what you don't know, you don't miss. You got to think about the people that buy a game and really don't have internet or good internet, right? And they put the disc in only to find that they can't even get past the first level, or they can't even get past the intro because the rest of the game needs to install. I mean, not install, download from the internet. Like, that is ridiculous. This is a physical disc that can easily fit the entire game on there. Why are you holding back content? You know why? Because you're trying to push the narrative that everyone should go to digital now because they want control. The bigger issue is not so much about is it a high profile game or not? Who cares? I see your point. It's Spyro. You're right. But there's a bigger precedent to all this. There's some nefarious things going on with the industry right now. They're actually trying to socially engineer everybody to give up on buying physical, so you lose ownership of games, which means you only own the license to play the game. You never actually own the game. God forbid anything happens to the servers, or later on down the line, you'll never have a classic game because you just can't download it anymore. Yep. Would you want to give that power away?
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Welcome to the future of gaming, Fox.
But my thing is, these people are going down that road already, and
yeah, but we can. But like I said earlier, just because they say it's happening doesn't mean we have to put up with it. We can say no, this is not what we want.
But here's the problem, Foxy. You and I are in the minority with this, and that's scary.
Because people are easily
of gamers.
You know why? Because most people are sheep. I'm sorry to say it. Apart from my subscribers and everyone here's subscribers, and anyone that follows me on any social media platform, and anyone that knows me, my family, and all my friends, most people are sheep.
That's the thing.
Thanks, Fox. Thanks, buddy.
If you look at the casual gamers out there, most gamers out there,
fuck you, cunt.
but you know what I mean. People do as they're told these days.
Yeah, but
even when the truth is in front of you, you're being told, don't believe what you hear and what you see.
Right.
Think about that. You got a president, and I'm not getting political too much, but you got a president telling his own people, don't forget what you actually see with your own eyes and forget what you actually hear with your own ears. These are your natural born senses. These are the things that you use to survive, these 5 senses. He's telling you to ignore 2 of them. This is exactly what the industry's doing. You know, don't listen to that. Listen to this.
Okay, you know how everybody, or the industry looks at all gamers the same, whether it be on tablets, cell phones, consoles, PC. Gamers are gamers, right?
Yeah.
Agree? The most of these people, most of these casuals are playing on these sorts of devices that are already digital anyway, and that's what they're heading towards because they know that the majority of gamers are going to buy into this shit.
Yes, by terms of demographic calculations, they're doing that. But at the same time, like I kind of agree with what Foxy says. You're taking away the essence of what a gamer is by implementing these kind of tactics into the gaming industry. Like we're like, put it this way, we're like the last of the dying breed in terms of gaming. We like our physical, copies. We like to have ownership
and collecting
ownership of these copies. So therefore,
really, okay, you're on Steam, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm on Steam as well. Yeah.
Okay, you don't have physical copies of those games.
No.
Bitch, enjoy that.
Some of these I do. I have it on PS4.
When are you buying physical games or PC games?
I bought both physical and digital. I have both on my side.
And sometimes when you do buy the physical copy of the said PC game, all it gives you is a goddamn redeem code for fucking Steam anyways.
Yeah, and that's kind of falling into this as well. Yep. Like, we're gonna see more of this shit if this takes off. Like, I know a lot of this. I know Foxy and you Fonz saw this as well. But how many times have you seen these collector's editions come out and it doesn't even come with the game? It just comes like a steel disc.
Well, Trippy told me they're already doing that with games that fucking like for PC wise, it's just like a box, but all it has in the box itself is no CD, but just the actual code.
You can get more than that.
No, but I can see them doing that in the future wise. Like they can still release retail copies of the game. You just have no fucking disc.
You know what? Let me just say this to Fonz real quick. Do you know what it is? It would be better, Fonz, if they just didn't release the physical version and only have digital, rather than take the piss out of everybody and treat us like fucking cattle.
Okay.
And release 6 gigs on a 50 gigabyte disc. That's just that's insulting my intelligence. Why don't you? It'll be better for you that you just don't release a physical copy.
You're right, and don't think that I'm not with you. I was playing devil's advocate when I started talking about this, because I started my whole YouTube channel where I was talking against this sort of thing, and I still do talk against this sort of stuff with the whole Xbox wanting to do a streaming box and everything. I've made a video on that. I don't like where this is headed, but the facts are that the majority of gamers out there are sheep, and they are already conditioned to this kind of gaming lifestyle.
Yeah, and that's the sad,
they all want to blame one side, but don't want to see all sides that are involved.
That's the sad reality with in regards to what Fonzarelli just stated right now, that the majority of the players from this gen now and forward, they're not going to be as intuitive as us, the older gen, that love the physical aspect of the gaming. They're going to be more in tune into the technological phases of gaming. What's going to be the newest integration to enhance the virtual reality ecosystem, and that's where the industry is going to head.
Boy, I tell you, I can see myself going retro. I think in 10, if it's true that in 10 years this thing is going to drastically change, and I'll only be able to subscribe and rent games, or if I want to buy them, they can only be downloaded. I can see myself like just going retro.
Right. Yeah, because you got this stream box, apparently, and it's all vaporware at this point with Microsoft talking about how they've got this whole latency down and everything. That scares me. If they do figure out something to make that latency just fine, playing a game streaming over the internet, even crappy internet, that is fucking scary, because that is the end. That is the beginning of the end of gaming as we know it, because everybody will go to that.
I disagree. I disagree.
Pretty soon you will have gaming consoles, not even be gaming consoles. They'll be like little Fire Sticks.
No, I disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with that is because there's a lot of places out there that have zero access to the internet.
What?
Yeah, but they won't cater to those places.
I said that there's people out there that have zero access to internet. So Streambox will be completely irrelevant for them. So they're going to have to keep that in flow.
They don't.
And even Phil Copley himself, he said, this Streambox is only going out in the market to test the waters for it. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, but Bear, you got to remember this though. Back in 2012, when Microsoft was or early 2013, when Microsoft was talking about you're going to need the internet because you're going to have to sign in to our Xbox One. Exactly. And when Don Matrick was asked, what about those people who don't have internet? Well, there's an Xbox 360. Microsoft didn't care then. So what makes you think in the future anyone's going to care?
They're not. They're not.
That's one of their main developers.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. But we rely too much on the internet for everything that we do gaming nowadays, both Sony and Microsoft. And I mean, the majority of the games that we play, we got to download day one updates, because if you don't download that day one update, that game will not run.
No, it will. It does run. No, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. When you buy a physical boxed game, and the only thing that you need is a day one patch. If you've got the internet, you can still play that game without doing the day one patch. You're just getting a slightly rougher version.
Yeah, but
I'll give you a prime example. Remember when fucking Tony Hawk's fucking came out, right?
Yeah, but we
all know that game was shit. Yeah, and I agree. No, but I'm giving you an example because there has been situations like that before in the past where a game would come out and that day one update is the rest of that fucking game, like they would with Tony Hawk's.
Yeah, but
those people that would have run out and bought that game, even though I don't know why the fuck they would.
I'm talking about games.
Their game's not even done.
Are finished on the disc, but there are slight performance issues and they patch it. I'm only talking about those games.
Oh no, but you also take into account too as well. There's also could be game breaking bugs within that update, which is the reason why you need the fucking actual first part patch update.
Answer me this then. If they're full of bugs, or they could be full of bugs, how did the reviewers finish them before the day one update comes then? When they've had the game 3 weeks? 3 weeks before.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying that every game does it, but again, I'm not saying every game. I'm just saying there's a lot of games that are out there that they put that purposely in there.
You got to remember,
not purposely,
but a lot of these reviewers finished the game, and they didn't get the update. Because we get the update when it releases. That's why they can't go online and give you no score, because they say, oh, we have to wait for the day one update because we can't access online right now. That's why but they can still finish the game.
Exactly.
Fatal,
they can still finish the game though.
Fatal, you brought up the fact that they're, they're pushing everybody to, we're all relying on this internet for a lot of things, and that's exactly what they want. And
I'm not a fan of it myself, man.
But the thing is all these companies benefit from your ISPs to the console manufacturers to everybody that's getting involved in gaming, because let's face it, like my ISP now charges me if I go over a terabyte a month.
Oh, you got bandwidth cap over there?
Yes. And that's the thing.
Oh, that sucks. We just got rid of ours over here where I live in Canada, man.
Hey, they want everybody to go to this model because they want to overcharge people. They want to charge people even more. And they will have packages to say, gaming package plus bullshit. They're going to start doing that shit.
And they data capped you by default on PS4 and Xbox One anyway.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing, right? Like, I'm not too worried about streaming box anyways, because there's going to be way too many people out there that do not ever want to play their games via streaming wise.
I don't. I will not.
PS Now is already put that.
Support that practice.
If everything goes to streaming, when everything goes to streaming someday, that's when I'm out.
Yeah, that's where you just.
I'm with you on that, man.
The honeymoon's over when it goes that route. Just a wrap.
Honestly, I think one of the things that
I'm already out of the streaming. I never streamed a game to play. Never.
I tried it.
No, I agree. I've tested it to see if my connection could handle it, and it can. But again, I can't speak for everybody else.
I let someone play Drive Club once, but I've never personally tested PlayStation Now. I've never tried to play someone else's game over the internet, but I've let someone play. I've never. Why would I want to do that when I can play natively? Why would I want to stream the game?
A couple of years ago, I tried PS Now and I tried the NVIDIA Shield Pro. They have a online service that I tried. And honestly, both have latency issues. Like they're really minute, but they're there. You can feel them. So if you're playing any type of game that's competitive, forget about it. Forget about streaming. Just don't like it.
Exactly. I tried it as well back when it was first introduced. Don't
get me wrong. I'm not against digital. I don't want people in the chat to think that Foxy Games UK is against digital. I'm not. I got plenty of digital games, but they're only games that I bought in a sale because they were stupidly cheap. But if I'm interested in a game and I want to buy a game day one, it's got to be physical.
I actually buy a lot of games digital because I game share with my kids both on PlayStation and Xbox, and it saves me $60.
Why don't you just give them the disc? Let them play the disc.
Yeah.
Kick me out one more time, Hangout. Kick me out one more fucking time. My phone's going out the goddamn window.
Oh, don't worry. I was in the same boat and same ship with you, Fatal. I got kicked out.
Fucking annoying, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Blame Google and blame YouTube for that bullshit. But let's go
Google,
ahead and get into these last two topics, and we'll get on.
I really want to talk about the IGN.
Wait, didn't you just say that like 40 minutes ago?
Well, I mean, don't shut the hell up. Hey, don't shut the hell up.
I barely said anything, bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like a sourpuss, bitch.
This is actually pretty good. This I don't know. This could be good or bad according to some people, but I'm gonna put this on screen. This is regarding Microsoft as well. So, God of War producer joins Microsoft's The Initiative studio.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Now, that's
good.
actually great for them. Do y'all see anything bad happening in this? Do y'all see them ruining them or anything like that?
Oh my god.
Talent.
No,
I mean, well, there was a certain YouTuber earlier today talking about it, and in regards to his excitement over it, he was pointing out also the other people that were involved in this whole sign up to play with, to go into transition with Microsoft's gaming studios. And to tell you the truth, it really doesn't matter to me as long as they produce great quality games and they bring new ideas to the platform. It does not matter to me. This is the difference between being a YouTuber and a blatant fanboy that just like throwing out misconception in your messages. I am actually great with this. Like, I feel happy that they're
Microsoft finally got quality in one of their teams now.
Yeah,
everyone been saying they ain't got the quality. Now they got some quality.
Yeah, just a little too late, to be fair. It's a little too late.
No, it's a little too late.
Hey, better late than never, man.
It's
Hey,
late. It's
too late.
late.
Right,
It's-
right.
Ryan, people said that about PS3. You know, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
And look what happened there, boy.
Yeah.
You
Look,
got a
look,
point. You got a point.
That's what I've said. Things could turn around in one generation. That's it. That's all it takes.
No, I think one screw up, one ignorant screw up like Microsoft, and look what
Yep.
they pretty much erased the 360.
If anybody thinks that the PS5 can't screw up, they're kidding themselves. Drop that.
Nah, everything can be. Everything has a
Everything
tangible.
set up perfectly for the PS4, like from the PS4 to the PS5, but all it takes is something simple as greed, and that can fuck up.
Yeah. Like I said, you drop that console,
Yeah.
$600. Watch what happens.
Yeah. $500, boom, it's a wrap.
Man, all I know is that I'm just waiting for fucking Fable, man. That's all I'm waiting for.
Okay. And the last topic, obviously, this is one with Fox you really wanted to get into as well. I actually couldn't believe this. I thought this was a troll, but this is legit. This is a thing that's legit happened. But IGN has been accused of plagiarism, a YouTuber, and the evidence seems damning. Now, basically, they stole this dude's Dead Cells review, like word for word, and they put their video out there as if they reviewed it. Now, this makes you wonder. Is this the first time they have done this, or have they done this before? And
It's been done multiple times, bro.
It has to be because they gave Evolve. Remember, they gave Evolve.
No, you can't say they because it's not IGN. It's one rogue editor.
Yeah, sure. But it makes you wonder, though. Is this the first time that they have done, or no?
It's not.
No, he's done this before with FIFA. He done FIFA on the Switch, and he copied someone's review with that as well. Philip Muchin.
Okay, that's his name, Phil.
Yeah, Muchin. This guy actually said this to somebody on Twitter. This is a direct quote from Philip. He said, "If you steal from one author, it's plagiarism. If you steal from many, it's research." What?
God damn, that
no,
dude
it's
is
just
like
plagiarizing. It's just plagiarizing multiple people. It's not.
Yeah, and that's
just
the point.
plagiarizing multiple sources. That's what you're doing.
Anytime I use any quote or any part of anybody other's somebody's video or something, I have to give them credit.
Exactly.
And that is exactly what this guy should have done. Well, I take that back. He couldn't have done that because he basically plagiarized the whole fucking thing. It wasn't just a little part here and there. No.
Why take the risk? You know what I don't understand, right? I remember Philippe before he joined IGN because I used to be subscribed to his Nintendo channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Philip. That's what it was called. It was like Flip or something like that, right? But then he was so excited about getting the gig over at IGN, and I was genuinely happy for the guy. I thought, you know what? That's good, man. They got someone who's really passionate about Nintendo on the team for the Nintendo voice chat, which I'm a big fan of. I'm actually going to watch it as soon as this podcast finishes. I'll be watching that. But here's the thing. I know Piers. You know Piers Snyder?
Yeah.
Piers Snyder. I know him. Well, I'm not saying I know him like we're friends, but he's been in the industry a long time, going back to the early 90s. The early 90s.
Time, bro.
He's one of the main people that started IGN. All right. So I know Piers and his body of work, and I know about the guy's history. I know a lot about him. He's always been a Nintendo enthusiast. He's always been that way. But here's the thing. He must have had the final say.
Yeah.
In whether to let Flip come on the panel. So it must be really, I know you probably won't admit this, but if I was him, I'd feel slightly, he must feel a bit embarrassed because think about it, right? It's not the person, you know, when you hire someone and they bring shame on the company, they usually go after the person that hired them, you know, for not doing due diligence, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right? They normally go after them, but he's lucky because in the games industry, like it's a very fast moving thing, right? So you haven't got time. It's not like a desk job, right? So here's the thing. I can't believe he took the risk, not only of plagiarizing, but he was sloppy at plagiarizing. He didn't even change the structure. He didn't even change everything. All the paragraphs were literally identical. The only thing he did was rephrase. Yeah, all he did was rephrase. He rephrased exactly the same thing from the original review, but he did it in the same order as the original review that he's bloody copied. You don't even copy. It's like a bad thief. You can't even steal properly. That's why when I look at guys who go to jail talking about, oh, how they say that they steal for a living. You're not good at it.
Well,
Give it up. You're shit at your job.
This guy took it from a guy who at the time had like 8,000 subs. So he thought, oh, I can do this, and get away with it.
But why are you so lazy? Why take the chance? It's a 3-minute review.
But
how hard it would have been.
The last time I looked at this guy's channel, just a couple of days after, he's
blown up.
He already blew up. Okay, and so this is the best thing that could have ever happened to that guy. I say.
Yeah, but he deserves that. He deserves every good thing that came out of it. He deserves having 1 million views. He's probably got 1 million views on that. What do I do video? Right? IGN stole my shit. What do I do? The last time I looked, it was at 800 and something thousand. It's probably 1 million now. Good for him. Gonna get a nice little check soon, right? And he's getting compensated. Good for him. But the issue is, Philip, why would this dude? I'm so disappointed in him. Why would he put this
IGN reviews in the future? Like, do you think they'll?
No, it won't. It won't affect IGN at all. It won't affect IGN.
It does.
But if it does, but if it affects IGN, that's people's very narrow view.
Yes,
because that's like saying all black people steal because you caught one stealing from you. Every black person's a thief then.
But Foxy, we've already established we live in a world full of sheep. So IGN's going to have that stigma, and they're going to be called thieves.
That's why we're here, though. Isn't that why we're here, though? We're here to desensitize the sheep.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Unfortunately, our voices sometimes don't carry over, and they don't give a shit about what we say.
If I can save one motherfucker, I done my job.
And that's the way I feel about it.
I've tried to talk to people or talk some sense into people on Twitter, and then I just give up. Like, it's losing battle.
You see their timeline, and you see all they want to talk about is irrelevant shit. It's like, okay.
Do you know this guy can't get a job at all now in the industry? He's tarnished for life.
Yeah.
He's gonna be blackballed. This dude can't even turn up to E3.
Dude, that's just crazy, though. I mean, that's crazy.
He can't even go to Gamescom independently because people are gonna ridicule him.
That guy's
I don't understand what was he hoping to accomplish? That was my thing.
It's lazy. I don't know what I've heard a lot of complaints about IGN. I've heard IGN have you working under some. Like you're under stress there. I heard like a lot of people have left IGN. A lot of people. You should watch that what's her name, Alana Pierce's video, right? Why I really left IGN. Like there's some things that go on in IGN where you're not paid enough for what is expected of you.
Oh, I believe it. Look at Greg Miller. Remember Greg Miller? This dude carried IGN on his damn back.
Right. And they all end up leaving. All the good people end up leaving, right? So something must be wrong at IGN. Like there must be something wrong with the culture or something. The work ethic for IGN needs fixing. But here's the thing. We shouldn't blame IGN though, because you can't control about a rogue. Like, they were infiltrated by some rogue, lazy. All I can say is, Philip, I'm very disappointed and he's very lazy because that was a 3-minute review.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't make up your own words and your own review for 3 minutes, man, what's the point?
Yeah, and Cortopsy, I just
review and everything is going to be looked at pretty funny now. I'm telling you.
I like the dude. I liked him.
In your chat, Cortopsy's telling me that so if one employee fucks up, all his colleagues should go under. I never said that. I'm saying we shouldn't be like that, but these sheep out there will do that, and they'll vilify.
He's saying that basically guilty by association.
It will blow over. There'll be a new scandal soon.
He's saying it's guilty by association.
But speaking,
it means they're all doing it. Like
but Foxy brought up Alana Pierce. I have to second him on that. Alana Pierce, though, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the best gaming journalists out there. I think she's very fair. Very fair.
They couldn't keep her.
Just like I'm pretty sure Morgan Webb, even though she probably loves talking about gaming still, even though she doesn't settle down, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't even go to IGN.
A lot of it, you know what? There's this one YouTube channel that I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to be too cruel. I can be a real nasty motherfucker, but I don't want to be too cruel because it's not my live stream, right? But here's the thing: there's this one Nintendo channel. I got a major problem with the guy. Yeah, this guy, he was talking about Philip, and Philip has been on his podcast, so I've probably given it away who it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they're all linked up with Spawn Wave and all that. Yeah, Spawn Wave Media, who I like Spawn Wave. But there's this other guy, right? I'm not gonna say his name, but there's this other guy. All he does is white knight for Nintendo and bitch about how it should be coming on the Switch, or I'm not buying it until it comes on the Switch, or I'm not going to buy games from this company no more. But he was talking about Philippe and saying how, although it's wrong, it is wrong what happened. Make no mistake, it is wrong, and I don't know why. He said, I wouldn't work at IGN right now. Like they want to hire you.
Right.
Like, why do people make other people's drama about them? Whenever whenever I watch a YouTube video that is meant to be about someone else, it always, the person who's doing the talking, right, always brings it back to them. Like it didn't happen to you. IGN would never hire you. Never. Right. Philippe was lucky to get hired. They'd never hire this dude, but he's telling these people on his live stream, oh, I would never work for IGN anyway. Not right now. I'd never work. Like, you got a choice. They'd never hire you.
Exactly.
That's like me saying I don't want to be Prime Minister of the UK right now. I could never be the fucking Prime Minister of the UK.
Yep.
They take one look at my rap sheet. Toast.
Exactly.
I ain't been to jail, by the way, but, you know, I do have some history.
Nah, it's crazy. They lose a lot in Pierce, and these people don't say nothing. But I guarantee if Naomi Kyle left J Fonz, they have a fit.
She did.
Yeah. No, I mean, she's gone, bro. She went first
for like 2 years.
She went before. She went before Alana Pierce.
Yeah, she's been gone. She's doing the LA scene, trying to be an actress.
Yeah. Do you know who'll be leaving soon? I tell you who would be the next to go. Brian O'Tano is going to be gone soon. I can't see him staying there too long. And you know what? They already lost that other guy. What's the guy with the glasses and the curly hair? Do you remember him? What's his name? That guy of the. Oh man, he used to be on the
to promote Xbox all the time.
No, he's nothing to do with Xbox. He's more PlayStation side, but he hasn't been on for a long time. I haven't seen him on IGN forever.
Greg,
like he's got a beard. He wears glasses. He looks kind of goofy, and he's got he looks Jewish.
I know who you're talking about. He's very homely.
Wait.
But he's probably not Jewish. But I'm just trying to describe him. He looks like a fat Woody Allen.
Damn, I forgot his name.
Forgot that dude. I know
he does a lot of their reviews, and his voice. I can't remember his name, but he's not been on IGN either. And I haven't even heard that he left, and I haven't seen him in like forever.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if he left.
He was doing the PlayStation podcast. He was doing it before they gave it to my guy. The guy that came over from I can't remember any of their names right now.
Marty?
Yeah, Marty. That's it. Anyone see Marty? Where the hell is Marty? It's like, where's Wally? Where's Marty?
Marty Silva.
Yeah, where's Marty Silva? Anyone seen him? Where's that guy?
Damn.
And they'd even say that he left. No, I never saw anything that he left. And I haven't seen that guy in about a month or two, right? So they can't keep people, bro. They just can't keep people. They brought that comedian guy over from Destructoid. What's his name? The one he does Up at Noon.
Mm-hmm.
With Brian O'Tano. Now, what's his name? Max Schofield.
Yeah, there you go.
He's gonna go soon. Because they can't keep these people, because IGN, for some reason, either they don't pay them enough or they overwork them.
It's probably a bit of both. You think about it, they drop videos every like 30 minutes, it seems. Every 5
minutes. I feel like Flip was under pressure. I feel like he might have felt under pressure to get the review out, and he took a shortcut and got caught.
Yeah,
I don't think he did that. I don't think he did that for no reason whatsoever. I feel like he's work scheduled. IGN must have been dumping a whole lot of shit on his desk and saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. Deadline, because everything's a deadline in that motherfucker, right?
Right.
Because they rely on advertising heavily, so they got a schedule, right? And their shows are sponsored. So I feel like he took the shortcut and just got caught because he was under pressure. Because a lot of them leave because they're under pressure. And Alana Pierce, she's already admitted that she suffered with depression. So I can see why she wouldn't want to be in that type of environment. Why would you, if you're susceptible to depression, and believe me, I'm bipolar, so I know about that, right? If you're susceptible to that type of environment and you suffer, and you've suffered with depression, why would you want to be there?
Right. Absolutely.
Because you could just be triggered one day and just come to work and shoot the whole office up.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying that Philip was pressured into plagiarizing that article?
No, I'm not saying he was pressured, but I'm saying, you know, sometimes people take shortcuts, they cheat because
Exactly.
there's an underlying reason. He didn't, it's a 3.5-minute review. There's no reason why he couldn't have he could have, listen, I can do a shit quicker. I can write a review for that game quicker than someone can take a shit.
But
believe me.
Maybe he had 6 games to review on his desk, though.
So that means that's pressure, then, isn't it? That's pressure.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he felt cornered, and he didn't want to. He's still new. He's only been with them 8 or 9 months, right? So technically, before sometimes you have to be there more than a year to be seen as really part of the furniture, right? So he probably still feels kind of new in his head, right? And he can't believe that he's in this position. He's come from an independent YouTube channel to one of the biggest gaming fucking outlets right now, right? Web and on YouTube, everywhere, right? And I think it got to him. I think the pressure got to him.
Well, here's the thing.
Cheated.
Here's why I don't believe that, though. It's because of his response.
No, I'm speculating. I'm not saying that's what happened.
His responses on Twitter were just horrendous. Like I read earlier, where he's saying that basically it's not plagiarism, it's research.
Right. Is that what he said after the fact or before the fact?
After.
Oh, well, that's a dick move. He shouldn't have done that.
Somebody called him out on it, and that's what he told that guy.
No, he should never have said. You shouldn't even. You should have enough shame. This is why some people don't have enough shame in them. You should have enough shame that you don't even come out of your rock yet. You should be hiding for like 90 days. Right. What are you doing on Twitter answering to your crime? You should be hiding. You should be in a trunk in the back of a fucking limousine, heading up the highway, hiding like your name's that. What's that fucking American football player that killed the girl that was pregnant for him? And Ray Caruth. He should have done a Ray Caruth. Hide in the trunk. Go away for a while.
Yeah, because
looking for you.
He was actually responding to this guy who said a review is supposed to be your opinion, not someone else's, and that's when he said that.
Well, that's a dumb. You know what? He don't deserve any sympathy. If that's true, what you're telling me, right? True. And there's no reason for me to doubt you. If he really answered someone like that, he don't deserve any. He doesn't deserve any sympathy from anyone. Seriously, he doesn't, because it tells me he's not remorseful.
I don't see him getting a gig anywhere else.
He's not remorseful though.
He might as well just start. He might as well just be a port beggar.
Yeah.
No, but he'll go back to his channel, and there'll be some dumb, fucking, stupid sheep that will still support him.
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a given.
Yeah.
In fact, he might even get more. The way this world is upside down, he might even get more subs because of this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're like, oh, you know what, dude? That took balls. I like that. I'm subscribing. Like, nah. So, all right. That's pretty much the show. We pretty much destroyed these topics. I want to thank everybody here on the panel for coming through. I had a blast talking with every last one of you. Good to see Foxy back here again, as well as Jay Fonzarelli.
I had a blast, man. I had a blast. It was
absolutely
fun.
Man.
All of you lot were spectacular, by the way. It was so easy to talk to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. If you guys are free next week, I'd love to have you back on here as well. But good show as always. Good to talk to the Messiah, Carlos, and everybody. Let's go ahead and get your outros out here, and we'll end the show. Go ahead, Foxy. You have the floor.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, in regards to what you just said, I don't do the Game Accounts podcast anymore, so I'm like a free agent right now.
Hey, welcome to the RGT podcast. Then you have been officially contracted.
No, I'll be honest with you. I can't commit, obviously, to every Friday, but I will come by regularly.
Absolutely.
Man, you don't even have to worry about Fridays, man. We could do Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays.
Oh,
Wednesdays.
hell no Sundays. That's the reason why I gave up the Game Accounts.
But if you want to do Saturdays, just let us know. We can always schedule.
Saturday's party day. Friday and Thursday is the best. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is probably the best for me. But it's your shit, so you choose the day. If I can't make it, tough for me.
Nah, don't worry, man. You always have an open seat.
No, but I had fun though, man. I like speaking to people who actually recognize the brain cells that sits in the matter of their brain,
Yeah. One thing I can say though, a lot of this generation has changed all of us. We don't take shit.
Yo, that is one sad reality to all of this, man.
Yeah, we don't take shit for nothing. So that's another thing. Let's go get the rest of everybody out here. Go ahead, Jay Fonz.
Yeah, Jay Fonzarelli on Twitter, and on it's J Space Fonzarelli on YouTube. Follow me there as well. And just like Foxy, I don't do any. I don't have any commitments to any podcasts anymore. I just wish to remain a free agent and just bounce around whenever I feel like.
I don't like the responsibility.
Nah, both of you guys are good in my book. Damn it.
Well, the door is always open here in the RGT for you individuals.
Oh, can I plug my channel? I forgot to plug my channel real quick. Foxy Games UK. Go subscribe if you haven't already. If not, you can catch me here, what have you. But I'm always gonna be there, whether you subscribe or not. You know, if I get on your nerves, so I'm sorry, but I'm not going anywhere.
Go right ahead, Fatal. Okay, Fatal died in the chat. Craig Harris.
Fatal, he got the right name, boy. Something happened to Fatal.
Yeah,
Fatal.
Fatal happened to Fatal, yeah. All right, Craig Harris, thanks for having me. And yeah, great talking to all of you all. Keep it gaming. And yeah, just game on. Appreciate the Vine. And yep, I'll be playing Madden here shortly. So.
God, you love that Madden. Shout out to Gaming Forte. I know he busy with the wife, so I know he wanted to come through. But shout out to Gaming Forte. Guys, show some support to him as well. Yeah. Shout out to Fatal here. I think he just either muted his phone or he put his phone down and went and devoured a steak or something.
He's beating his boy.
That's probably what it is. Go ahead, Carlos.
Little pig. Nah. Hey man, as always, man, a pleasure to be around great gentlemen with great mindsets and just gaming, man. Gaming is a broad spectrum of where we all can come and talk, to each other, relate any issues that really, relate to us at that basis of the community. And as always, man, gamer by choice, not by trend. It's your boy Carlos Fernandez, aka Type R87. We out.
Ryan the Professional. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. From what I'm seeing, everybody enjoyed it, so it's good to see. I'm glad you guys came through, had a blast like always. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you are new, I appreciate y'all. Definitely hit the bell icon, stay up to date with everything that happens here on the channel. I will see you guys later on. You guys have a blessed one. We are out of here.
100 likes.
Yup, and we're gonna be free smoking everybody on Twitter. Damn it.
Oh boy.